Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Themis and Thoth. Grab your coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking, go and get that. How is everyone doing? Happy hump day. Is that like something that we actually say happy something something for? Is that a thing? Huh? How are you all? How are you? I'm looking for someone in the chat called Production Inquiry. I'm waiting for her because I think she had something that she wanted to argue with me on. I have a question while we wait. Is um is being opposed to bad marriages being opposed to marriages? Hmm? Because I thought I thought it was very clear to me that I am pro marriage. Like I am a very pro marriage channel. I'm a very pro good marriage channel. That I love love and I love marriages that are good. Now you have a heavy burden to prove that your marriage is good. But I'm very much pro marriage. You're not going to make me pro marriage generally, regardless of the kind of marriage. That's not a thing. And there is zero people online or in my real life that I'm afraid of if I was opposed to marriage. If I were against marriages, there is not a person on this planet that could prevent me from telling y'all that I'm opposed to marriage. Do I think marriage is patriarchal? Yes. Do I think marriage can be done in a way that is not misogynistic and patriarchal? Also, yes. So I am very, very pro marriage. So, production inquiry girl, I saw your comments and I wanted to see if you wanted to come forward and explain how my channel and I are anti marriage. By the way, I don't actually care if anyone else said it, but one of y'all being in my chat ever say, like a lot, saying that I'm anti marriage is insane when I've always articulated that I'm pro marriage, but pro good marriage. When people come up here and say marriage, 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 I generally say, what kind of marriage do you mean? Now, if you believe the women in my chat are anti marriage, period, they can be anti marriage all they want, that's their opinion. Me and my platform, unfortunately for you, aren't against marriage. We're just against trash, dusty, degenerate marriages. I thought that much was clear. So, yes, because all marriages, and mind you, if this is true, then yes, period. I'm against marriage. If all marriages are bad, then period. I have never objected. There are a lot of people who I know on my channel are in marriages. I don't talk about it because all they've told me were the good things about their marriages. So I just assume they're in good marriages. And I'm like, period, good for you. But when the bad parts of marriage show up, then I talk about those. So I want to hear, I want to see, but she's not here yet. Production inquiry, let's a call out. You know, I like to hear your opinion, so I want to hear this. No, this is what was said. Let me read the comment. She says, I am unmarried and I have never married. This channel is anti marriage. That's not a referendum on Themis, the community, or the merit of the video. It is a referendum. If you're telling me that I'm opposed to marriage, you have made a judgment about me and my as it pertains to marriage. It is a referendum by definition. But if you did an overall audit of the channel and the content over a 3-year time frame, it would be impossible for any honest or intelligent person to conclude that Themis or this channel is pro-marriage. I am not pro-marriage. I am pro-good marriage. So maybe that's where the discrepancy is. I have never, ever, you can audit this as much as you want. I have never came online and said, here is a good, beautiful, amazing marriage. Let's take Russell Wilson and Sierra, for example. We don't actually know what the marriage is like, but what we can see from the outside is that it looks like a good marriage, right? I have never dragged them or disrespected them. I defend them. When I think about a good marriage, when I think about a marriage where the man and woman in that marriage, or man and man, woman or woman, whatever, when people in the marriage, they're happy, fulfilled, and doing what they want and have support, and there isn't this like negative looking down and controlling or disrespecting the other person, I generally am in support. I have never said this is a good marriage, now let me drag this good marriage. Absolutely never did that. So that's diabolical, a claim to make, but let me continue. You can say you love seeing people meaningfully in love. I do. Reciprocally in love, which I do. And that can be true and separate from claiming to be pro marriage. Okay, I will concede this. I am not pro all marriages. I am pro good marriages. And I think it was very clear when I said the kind of marriage matters very much to me. The kind of marriage you're in, if you're wanting me to uphold it and celebrate it, the kind does matter. And that can be true and separate from claiming to be pro good marriages. It's disingenuous and unnecessary claim. Stand on your square. Yes, I'm pro good marriage. That's my square. I'm not afraid of anyone. I could say I don't like marriage. I don't think anyone should get married. I get married. I can say that if I want. I don't believe that. I think that, for example, if he makes more money than you, all right, let me stop. So that's not on that. Production inquiry is not here. Maybe she'll come later and I'll drop the link. But because I don't have, people want you to love their horrible decision. Yeah. And I think there is a subset of people who do not like the idea that a lot of marriages might be trash because it is their hopes and dreams to be in marriages. Now, if you're looking for me to tell you to go be in marriages, let me be the first to say, I don't care if you're in marriages or not. I will not care if either. I do not think of you more or less. Like if you're in a marriage, it doesn't make you better than if you're not in a marriage, it doesn't make you. I do not care. Now, if I'm dissecting a dusty marriage, then that I care about. All right, cool. I'm going to hit the intro and we're going to go watch these. Actually, no, before we hit the intro, let me show y'all something. Because remember how I told you these women were crying on TikTok about there were people crying on TikTok about having children and regretting having children. And let me say this before y'all say I'm anti-children, let me say this. It is not that I'm anti-children. Funny enough, you can say I'm anti-children more than you can say I'm anti and that means people having a bunch of kids, then I'm anti-marriage. Here's why. I don't think we all make good parents. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I think that children restrict who you are in so many ways, and that we tend to lie about how much having children is beneficial to our lives. I think we overstate. I think, as a general matter, mothers tend to overstate how useful children are and meaningful in terms of helping them. Children are generally a burden. I think children are generally a burden. And if you don't believe that, good on you, good for you. But as a general matter, they are a leech on resources. So that's not on that. Like, that's not on that, right? Now, if your goal in life is to be a mother, know that I support you. I love that for you. And if you're a part of my community, I'm in it with you. I love seeing children. I love seeing happy children. I love seeing children who are cared for and loved. It breaks my heart when I see kids who are dealing with poverty, not of their own making, obviously, and who are starving, who do not have the resources needed to engage meaningfully with the rest of the world. And there is a kind of balancing that we must do. Now that there is some level of control, obviously with Roe v. Wade being overturned, there's less control, but there's some level of control on when to have a child and when not to have a child. And I do find it a bit selfish to like have children that you don't know how to care for and cannot care for generally. Yeah, and I do love mothers and fathers who stay around and care for their children. There is a special place in my heart due to because of my own mother. And watching my own mother sacrifice and give, and my own father sacrifice and give and work themselves in a way that I don't know that I can ever repay. So, because of this reality, there is a special place in my heart, specifically for mothers, but also for good fathers and good parents. I love good parents. But please don't expect me to praise you just because you have children. Please don't expect me to praise you just because you are a father. Please don't expect me to praise you because you're married. Like, that's not a thing that I do. Like, you're going to need to prove some things. All right, cool? Yeah. All right. So, this lady is going to read a letter, and I think we should start this video by hearing this letter this lady is about to read.
Is the biggest regret of my life. I'm a 38-year-old woman in a loving, long-term marriage. My husband and I always thought we wanted kids. We were stable, building our home, both in full-time work. So when I accidentally fell pregnant,
I disagree. I don't think children restrict who we are. I believe our children can challenge us and help us grow. Restricting who you are is about specifically restricting movements. Children restrict your movement, your mobility. So maybe it's not who you are, it is your mobility. Children restrict mobility. Please concede to that so we can move on. Children restrict mobility. Point. There's no caveats to that. Just as a point blank, a blanket statement. Children restrict mobility. I'm waiting. Are you not going to respond to that? Because there's a follow up to it that I need to add. It can restrict who you are, obviously, internally, but I meant to talk about mobility, right? The next part is children are a burden. And no, burden is not subjective. Children are a burden. Burden is not subjective. I can objectively prove that children are a burden. Children are a burden, as a matter of fact. It is why we should be so deferential and caring about single mothers, for example. It is because of the burden they take on in raising a child on their own. Children are by definition a burden. Oh, you said burden seems negative. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. I mean, definitionally, the children are a burden. But if it feels negative, I do apologize. Oh, there, production inquiry go. Production go, you want to come up? I need a minute. I think mobility is restricted when they're young. As my son has gone older, I think my son has graduated. When you have children, your mobility is decreased. I don't understand why you are doing the thing. I'm not sure why you're explaining a lot. It's children restrict burden. Children restrict burden. Children restrict mobility. Like that's a blanket statement that we need to all say yes to and then move on. Now, when they're adults, I don't care. But children restrict burden, mobility. Children are burdens. Children restrict mobility. Production inquiry, can you come up? I mean, it is in the negative, and I do apologize for that. I just don't like the idea that I need to sugarcoat it, but I understand because I don't want people who love their children to feel like they don't have a place. You do have a place. I love you and love your children with you, all of that. But for the people who do not have children, I think we need to not lie about how much of a burden children are. Wait, where's production inquiry? All right, I'm gonna play this. Let me know, production inquiry, if you want to come up, if you have time.
Pregnant with our son, we told ourselves this was the right time. We had the house, the jobs, the commitment. This was the next box to tick, right? We decided to go ahead with the pregnancy. The birth was traumatic, and those first months were rough. He was a difficult baby, and I struggled to adjust to motherhood, but eventually things started to settle. I even managed to start freelancing, which gave me.
Are you gonna come up or no? Like it feels like you're doing what the guys do, where I don't understand. Like you're doing what the guys do, where they like make a comment and then don't want to defend it. Like, oh, it was it wasn't clear. Obviously, it was not clear, and I have questions. All right, well, period. Oh, they said is in production inquiry. I don't know. I thought no. I'm pretty sure it's a woman. I don't know. No, I don't know. Whoa.
Some flexibility. When our son was 10 months old, I found out I was pregnant again, 2 under 2. I was hesitant because I knew how much I had struggled the first time, but my husband had always wanted 2 kids. I told myself, let's just get it over with. A few hard years and then we'll be through the worst of it. Our daughter was born and she was a dream baby. She barely cried, slept well, and was calm and easy. I thought maybe we had turned a corner. Now, 8 and 10 years later.
Yeah, no, people do that. Production inquiry in there doing all all of that, but she won't come up. And I won't respond to that comment. I will not respond to that comment. Because I drag dusty marriages does not mean I'm anti-marriage. Actually, I would argue that I'm more pro-marriage than a lot of people who just advocate for people to get married. I do not advocate for people to just get married. That's weird.
I can say this with absolute confidence. Having children is the worst thing I've ever done. Parenting is relentless. I am emotionally and mentally drained every single day. My husband is wonderful, truly hands-on. But at the end of the day, moms are still the default parent. He returned to his full-time job on afternoon shifts, and I've been the one forced to sacrifice everything, constantly reinventing myself, professionally and personally, just to make it all work. I've done well for myself career-wise. I found a flexible hybrid role that pays well, more than my husband's job. But the logistics around school, activity.
She found a hybrid work that pays more than her husband's job, yet she's the one doing the primary caretaking at home. Also, saying your husband is a hands-on dad, going back to work, and you're the one with the primary care of your child doesn't feel very much hands-on. It does not feel very much hands-on. She sounds selfish. She's not selfish, from what I can tell. The one part about this that I dislike is you coming live and saying this where your child is able to see it. That is the one part of all these women coming crying online that I hate, is that now your child has access to how you actually feel about them, and that's insane to me.
And everything else are overwhelming. The workload of parenting is crushing, and nothing prepared me for how much it would take from me. And my kids, they're not easy. They are demanding, strong-willed, and high needs. No matter how hard I try, the routines, the structure, making sure they have what they need, it's never enough. They throw it back in my face. This generation of kids feels entitled, like they don't care about consequences. We've tried everything from gentle parenting to strict boundaries. Nothing works. I genuinely hate being a parent. I hate the thankless grind of it all. And yes, hate is a strong word, but after 10 years, I feel like parenting has been one long, soul sucking mistake. If I didn't have such a strong, loving relationship with my husband, I would have walked away by now and left them all behind.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm not talking about her. It says on here that she's reading a letter. This is letter 70 something. I don't remember. I'm talking about all the other women that. Let me show you one. This like this one.
I'm Alex. I'm 30.
Sorry.
Fucking hate about being the mom is
This
If
one.
you are debating having children, please stop and listen. My dreams.
You want to hear the saddest thing about?
where's the girl with the list? Find her.
You called. Hi, I'm the girl with the list, and I'm here to cure your baby.
Somebody said, don't let this app fool you. I'm 32.
Listen to me when I say this. Do not have kids if you don't know the possibilities of your chance, the possibility and risk of your kids having Down syndrome, autism, being on the spectrum, cerebral palsy, all the above. Do not have kids. So from time to time, I let my son come in here and play with his toys. He was way too quiet. Like, bro, this is the type of shit you gotta deal with. Water on the floor.
2 years.
She figured it out later though. But I don't think you should, honest to God, there is something really girl, there are so many miserable mom videos. It is wild. I was not expecting that many. The thing though is, I think it is a wild thing to come online crying about your child in this way. Because again, your child is going to see this. And that, I don't know, that to me it seems like I know there were parts of parenthood that my mother absolutely hate. Right. And now we can sit and talk about the parts because I'm very open. I don't really care. You raised me. It's too late now. Can't abort me now. Period. So nothing. Wait, you can't abort me now, girl. It's too late. It's too late. Should have done that when you had the chance. But, and I'm pretty sure my mom is very proud of me now. Right? But I'm sure she was like, girl, I wish I did not at some points, right? But because she did, in fact, have a village, like an actual village, like my grandmother, uncle, everyone was involved. It was easier on her. But even her, she complaining about it. I would be sick if I saw my mom online crying about how she didn't want me. Girl, I would be sick. I would be sick. Anywho, we're about to watch this video. Let me say trigger warning. Trigger warning. Based on the intro, it is very clear to me that if you are a mother, if you're child free, you will be probably feel disrespected by some of what these women have to say. And if you're a mother, you might feel disrespected. To be clear, the people who are child free seemed really respectful, oddly enough, than the people who had children. And this is from watching the first 10 minutes before I decided that I would come and share this with you all. There seems to be a need to convince women to have more children, which is insane to me. There's some people who are just not made to have kids, girl. It's just not a thing. And I worry that sometimes it's me. Like, I might not be me. Like, we'll see. So grab your coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking, go and get that, and let's get into it. Okay. This host, trigger warning, by the way, everyone. I don't fully understand this host. I really don't. I don't understand her. It is very clear that she wants to be pro men in my book, and that she wants to be anti-feminist in my book based on what I watched. It's very clear that there is a kind of fake neutrality that she puts on. It is very clear to me. Now, whether or not it's clear to you, I don't know. But if you go back to watch the feminist versus anti-feminist debate, it is very clear what her position is, and she's definitely anti-feminist. It is very clear. So I don't know who she's trying to hide all of her positions from, but she's not neutral. She's not a good moderator. She's not really good at her job. I'm not sure why these do well, but I'm reacting to it, so that could be part of the tell in what does well. But she's very biased in my book. All right, with that said, let's get into it.
Size fits all. On this episode of The Bridge, mothers and child-free women, those who do not want children, come together to discuss purpose, fulfillment, and the choices that shape their lives. I am your host, Dr. Michelle Daff. Welcome to The Bridge. Welcome, ladies.
You're getting blocked. You're getting blocked. What do you mean? You're getting blocked. You're getting why would you say this though? I don't it's too early to laugh, and when I laugh I lose my voice.
Ladies, thank you for being here today. I would love for you to just introduce yourselves and just let us know how you identified for this particular video.
Hi everyone, my name is Annie and I am child-free.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura, I'm child-free.
Hi, I'm Palmy and I'm child-free.
My name is Jessica and I'm child-free due to medical reasons.
My name is Anastasia and I am child-free.
Okay, she said over here they would have child-free women by choice. This one right here don't seem like she had a choice. Why would you put her over? She said, I'm child-free due to medical reasons or complications, right? I don't understand why she would be over here then. She obviously wanted a child. Anyway.
Hi, my name is Carol and I'm a mother.
Hi, my name is Cassandra, I'm a mother. Hi everyone, I'm Maggie, I'm a boy mom ×2.
She a problem. Harriet, never mind. She a problem. Anyone who says I'm a boy mom is a problem. If your self-ID is a boy mom, you're a problem. Look at it. I'm not going to read your comment, but you know which comment. You know which comment. I'm laughing at it. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but you know what you just did. You know exactly what you wrote down there. Talking about the Noir 83, just know you're getting blocked. Noir 83, just know you're getting blocked. Just know you're getting blocked. Let me actually go and block you right now. Let me just go and block you. I missed it, printed for a second. No. I'm gonna go block her right now because she had a pocket. No.
Hi everyone, my name is Tari and I am a mom.
And I'm Patricia and I'm a boy mom.
Oh, period. Who this girl? This one? Oh, I see her and I'm like, okay, this is not good. Please excuse me. But this is not good. When I see this one right here, the one with the short hair, the literal thing I hear in my mind is, you want to be on top? So I know America's Next Top Model was a horrible show, but I see her and I see a model. There's something about her presence. She's going to be toxic, isn't she? She's going to be toxic, isn't she? She is going to be toxic. Okay, let's ignore. Someone said she is a model. It is giving model then. It is giving model. That's what I meant. I should have just said it's giving model. Themis, are you reviewing the America's Next Top Model doc? I have a full outline with PowerPoint and everything. And there was a vibe that I got watching. I can talk about. There's an incident that happened in Milan that I'm not sure how to situate it properly. And my legal brain doesn't just shut off when I'm doing analysis. And I don't think it's right for me to comment on the totality of what I don't think it's right to engage. And also I watched a podcast following up that the lady that was involved made other claims, and there seems to be a disjointed way in which the story is being told. And I don't know how to engage with that kind of trauma. And I don't think it's fair for me to engage with that kind of trauma and dissect it from a kind of legal perspective. So I cannot do it. I can't do it. I just decided if I'm not going to do it all the way, if I have to hide my true feelings there, I'm not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. So no, I'm not going to review it. Wait, it's Ramadan? I didn't know that. This is my first night. Girl. Wait, I thought you couldn't eat or like be online. Hug. Oh wait, you say thank you, by the way. Hugs and kisses, beloved.
Mom as well. I have 3.
Thank you, ladies. And the first prompt is, a woman's highest calling in life is motherhood. Okay. Anyone who feels strongly can speak on it.
So for me, I just, like when I think about my life, I just can't imagine something more important than being a mom.
Okay, good for you. That's cute. What that got to do with the prompt? That's cute. For for you. Like I'm here for it to be your personal highest calling. Like that is beautiful and amazing. It is your highest calling. You see the problem with it being your highest calling. Yeah, period, girl. Eat that down, get called and whatnot. That does not say anything about women generally.
Like no career, no other passion would equal to like the purpose that my daughter gives me and the meaning that she gives. It's just an experience. Like once you experience it, you can't even compare it to anything else this world could offer. So
that's beautiful and amazing for you. That's great for you. Like if motherhood is what fulfills you, maybe it's not the thing that fulfilled another woman. Why would you want to make that blanket statement that woman's highest calling is in life is being a mother? That doesn't make sense. For you, that's your highest calling, and good for you. Keep doing what you do as a mother.
So I think it's a woman's highest calling.
Yeah, I would say it's a little complicated because people may think that then that's the only way you would be happy in life. And I 100% disagree. I think that you can be totally happy and fulfilled even without kids.
I agree with her.
All right. So it's a chat. The whole panel is a chat. None of them addressing. No. None of them are addressing the prompt. It didn't ask you about being happy and fulfilled. It says a woman's highest calling. Now we need to figure out what is a calling and what does it mean to be the highest calling, and then figure out if motherhood gets you there. They just completely, I hate when people ignore I don't know why, I'm just a stickler. And maybe because like in debates, you're trained to actually respond and be responsive to the prompt. And they're not. Like a woman's highest calling in life is motherhood. This person, yeah, it is the thing that makes me the happiest. Cool. How is that your highest calling? So if eating ice cream makes me happy, is eating ice cream my calling now? Neither side is being responsive at all.
I think a lot of people think that the highest calling is being a mom, but when you're done being a mom and your kids are their own people, who are you? So I feel like your highest calling is finding yourself and what you like and who you are.
I'd like to speak on that because I don't believe you're ever done being a mom. I will say I think it's my highest calling, but I also think it's my biggest blessing because I understand not everyone is able to. But I will say this as an older woman, I just turned 50 and
every time she gets on, she reminds us that she's older than everyone up there combined. Like 50 is not even that. Every time she comes up there, she's like, yes, I am the oldest. It's like, no, I'm not, you're 50 years old, girl. It's not that far. Like when you're trying to be the person in charge based on age, one would assume you're like at least 80. Like being up there being like, oh, I'm 50 years old. Girl, get out of my face. Like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
with a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, what I realized is that's really the only lasting happiness. When you've had corporate, when you've had trips, when you've had trinkets, when you've had all of those things, what really matters is what lasts. And for me, being a mother is that. And I really dug into it. Speaking as a reformed modern woman, that cost my marriage.
A reformed modern woman. Girl, ain't nobody got time for this woman with her pearl necklace. Like, ain't nobody got time, girl. I feel a reformed modern woman. Like, what does that even mean? You are still a woman in the modern era. You are a modern woman, girl. Still with your career. You're still running around on panels. You're still a feminist, girl. Even if you don't want to claim it, you're running around on panels arguing with other women about life and foolishness. You're a modern woman. It is what it is. You might not want to do it. You're a modern woman.
Marriage, I threw myself into motherhood, and it's been the biggest blessing.
I will jump in on what you said. I like what you said because I do agree that when they become adults, who are you? You still have to have your identity. Motherhood is a gift. It's a blessing. I cherish my sons. I'm raising men to grow and be independent and build their homes and their families. And when they get there, I need to remember who I am and what I'm doing here. Motherhood's beautiful, but it's, So I want to clarify.
Woman's highest calling in life is motherhood. Is no one about to address the question, the prompt? Pearl right here with the necklace. Pearl necklace right here attempted. She said it's her highest calling, but she doesn't explain how. She does not tie her loving being a mother and throwing herself into being a mother and being a reformed modern woman into why it is a woman's highest calling. That it is the highest calling for you does not make it the highest calling for everyone, every woman. And no, I already see the comment. They're going to be like, oh my God, Themis, you're a man. You're a fruitcake at that. What do you know about a mother? Blah, blah, blah. Girl, shut up. Ain't nobody got time. Because I know what a prompt is. And I know when you're being responsive to said prompt. None of these women are being responsive. Your personal life and what makes you happy, unless you believe you're every woman, it's all in you, none of it matters. None of it matters. Zero of it matters. We do not care. No one cares. Unless you believe that your experience as a woman is every other woman's experience, it doesn't matter. Get out of my face.
I think you can have many different callings in your life, but when we say what's the highest calling, I just feel like motherhood can't compare to the other callings that in my...
Why? You can't just repeat a conclusion over and over and over and over and over again without explaining why. There's a causal mechanism in there somewhere. There is an argument on which the conclusion is predicated. Your job is to make the argument. Just make the argument. Why is you believe being a mother is the highest calling for women. That's your belief. You now have to explain that. How? Why? Like, explain it. You can't just repeat it. It is the highest calling because I feel good and I feel fulfilled. Cool, fine. That's how you define what's the highest calling for you. How do you define it for women? It is about women. What's the highest calling for women? You now need to make an argument. I need to get some fruitcake merch. I need some fruitcake merch.
Life I have, I don't know about anybody individually, but I just can't compare that to.
I don't know about anyone individually. Then your argument is not there. You're not making an argument. You just defeated your whole argument. The prompt is, woman's highest calling in life is motherhood. Your response, it is the highest calling for me, but I don't know about anyone else. Then why did you say yes to the prompt? Did you even read the prompt? It's like it's logical reasoning even in the room with us. Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean you don't know about everyone else? So if you don't know about everyone else, you don't know if being a mother is the highest calling for other women. And then knock off Chanel. I'm not going to do it. Nothing.
Any other calling.
But what about being a mother do you think makes it your highest calling? Like, what about you as a woman?
She goes, can you answer the prompt? Those is like, I mean, you keep saying it's your highest calling, but what about it makes it your highest calling? Oh, hey, Samri Bless, how are you? I've missed you. I haven't seen you in forever. Welcome back. Your hugs.
And being a mother makes it higher than any other wonderful accomplishment or lifestyle you could have.
I'll speak to that. Having teenagers and going through this phase of life, and our oldest is now a United States Marine, the delayed gratification from all of those years, all of the moods and attitudes and emergency room visits and sports and all of the pouring in that you think, is anybody listening? Is anybody getting this? Does any of this matter? And one day a switch goes on and they start living out what you've poured into them. For me, there is nothing more fulfilling than that. And I've poured into a lot of things, but nothing else gives me that return.
When you're in those moments,
how is that? I just don't. You see, this is the problem with me. I'm going to cut you off every single time. We're not going to have a conversation. A conversation, by the way, is not you talk, then I shut up, and then I talk and you shut up. No. You need to be responsive. If you're not being responsive, I earn the right to cut you off. Ain't nobody got time for the foolishness. Both people just said it is the greatest calling, the highest calling for me. Good for you. That was not the prompt. The prompt said a woman's highest calling in life is motherhood. That is the prompt, not about, oh, you individually in your life where we can't testify, we can't verify anything that you said about how you're raising dusty children or not. Like we don't know. Now you need to make an argument. And they can't make the argument because even biblically, this is not the case. They cannot make the argument biblically either. Lord, not the Marine mom again. Girl, I watch Boots on Netflix. I did watch Boots. It's canceled now. And that mother is one of the most diabolical people in the world. That mother that did her MLM scheme by infiltrating the Marine moms. She realized if you go to the Marine moms, they all are kind to you because you're part of a club. And she said her son is dead, or she implies her son is dead, and then starts selling them random things. That woman out of pocket. Anyway, let's continue. I like Boots too. I think Boots should be getting the treatment that Heated Rivalry is getting, but who cares?
talking to a child, teenager, when you think that they're not listening and they're doing the exact opposite of what you say. In those moments, motherhood is the most challenging thing, and it feels like the most difficult calling of my life. So I questioned it. I was very torn on that question, because the highest calling is to really, I believe, know yourself. And once you know yourself,
you want to know, the mothers are so annoying. All they do is sit over there and appeal to emotion. Once you know yourself and the joy and the fulfillment, blah, 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 get out of my face. Ain't nobody got time for none of that. You're still beautiful though, but like, ain't nobody got time.
you can be the best or the greatest version of the mother that you want. In my motherhood right now, it's hard to see it's my highest, because sometimes I feel very low in this space. So I'm torn on that.
I feel like the highest call.
So she poured into a lot of things, but only the child worked out. Interesting. So you only ever achieved being a girl, where you at? You should be up here, not debating, but like reviewing with me. Because you know they're going to drag me saying, why is that only a man?
Calling, like as a Christian, is to obey God and let other people know about Jesus. And I just see motherhood as a ministry, because I will be raising the next generation. So yeah, but there's other ways. Like I do believe, like if you're not a mom, like being a nun is a really high calling. You know what I mean? Like there's ministry work that you can do to serve. Like, are you serving? Because yes, like
look at their faces. They're like, girl, serving? Absolutely not. We got trips to plan, vacations to go on, money to make, the clubs to dip it and zoo it in. Ain't nobody got time to be serving. You go out there and serve. And she has the like the saleswoman smile on. You get to serve. Oh my God, what's my camera blurry? She said, you get to serve. Don't you want to serve? Don't you need to serve? Don't you need to serve? Serving is that, girl, get out of my face.
it can be difficult, like, but I feel like suffering is a part of like a great calling. You know, you have to suffer a little bit in order to be doing something great in the world.
Please, for the love of God, do not believe this. This is how you end up in trash relationships, thinking that suffering is some kind of virtue. Suffering is not a virtue. Yes, in life we suffer, but it's not because you're suffering that makes you virtuous. That is insane. Please do not accept this. Pain is not always bad. Pain can be good. That is different from suffering. Let this girl go suffer by herself. Let this girl go suffer by herself. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time to be suffering. Right. Having children in her mind is suffering. Period. Thank you. Next. Wait, are all the black women... Yes, all of them on one side, girl. All of them on one side. all of them on one. I ain't coming up. They ain't going to drag me to. You're on your own. Period. I'll just members live. I'll members only this afterwards then.
And motherhood will make you suffer.
And she thinks she's that girl because she's suffering. She said, I'm that girl because I'm suffering. Y'all don't know what it means to be a woman because you haven't suffered yet. Period. Someone said mattress psychosis. Oh, religious psychosis. Girl, not mule psychosis. Oh my God, that would be such a great hat. Like mule psychosis. I wish I did. Oh my God.
Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of suffering to being a mom, and I think that's why I've chosen to be child-free. There's like a lot of sacrifices, especially sleep, and your freedom and choices, because you're not making a choice for yourself anymore. It's, what is your child going to be okay with? And every decision is child first. Yeah.
Have any of you ladies on this side considered possibly being a mom, but then decided against it?
Well, I tried. I had stage 4 endometriosis, so I had failed infertility treatments when I was married, and I just couldn't do it. Had to have a hysterectomy. I think children are a blessing, but like you said, using your faith, I took my heartbreak and used it to heal other women. So I think that's.
I do feel sad. This is genuine. I do feel sad for women who want to have children but can't. It feels really hard. Like there are some women who don't want children, and it's wild, like that the people who want can't have. And it's like, I wish you could have children, girl, period. Like people getting pregnant accidentally while she trying all her life to have children and can't. Like that's sad. Like that's actually sad. That's sad. Like I wish you children. No, for real. I don't know why she's there, because it says overtly that side is for people who do not want or have children. So I like the child-free people who don't want. Like it sounds like a choice to not have children, but she don't have a choice. So that feels bad, and she should not be over there. But that's that on that. I mean, she could adopt. I guess she want her child to have her DNA or whatever. So, period.
It's definitely my calling. Mom wasn't my calling, and that's okay, but
you can still be a mother if you don't have your biological child. Anyway, and it's not my period, girl, whatever.
Taking my pain and being able to use it for other people to help them as a Christian.
Which is a form of mothering.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is not a form of mothering. That is not. If I'm helping other people, I'm not mothering them. If y'all play. Y'all just play too. They want to say, oh, she has the mothering spirit. Killer, you're going straight to hell. You're gonna. Why would you message me that? Period.
And what about you then?
I knew since I was like 15, I never wanted to be a mom. I don't have a nurturing thing inside of me. I like my freedom. I like to have my own choices, to do what I want, when I want, how I want, without having to have someone to worry about. I'm the type of person, I'll wake up tomorrow, drive to San Francisco for the weekend, no plans, just go. I'm just too free-spirited.
By the way, these kinds of people who are like, oh, I just want to get up and go to San Francisco that day and then drive to, they scare me. I don't know. Type B, I'm assuming she type B from this. I need planning. I mean, I will go, but I'm a plan. They give me anxiety. Type B people give me anxiety. It's a thing. Type B people give me anxiety.
To worry about someone else.
And I think it's important that you know that, because I think it would be so sad if you did have a child and then you were focused so
Yeah, you sure give me anxiety, because I'm always worried. When I'm with my type B friend, I become a mother. Because I have to do everything. And she said, if you care for people, you're mothering. So I become a mother when I'm with my type B people.
much on yourself, you couldn't take good care
of them.
And
I think it would be unfair if I brought a child to this world and end up neglecting the child because I want to live a certain lifestyle. My mom and dad always told me, just do what makes you happy. You only have one life to live. Just do what makes you happy. And my happiness is to see the world and not to be tied down in one place. And my friends are also not.
Oh, they hate her. I love her. They hate her. They're like, oh my God, everything you said sounds so selfish. Yes, and what about it? I get to do that because I don't got kids. See, like, I can already see them hating on her because they want you to give some profound answer about why you don't want kids. And it's like, no, I want to travel and I want to go out and I want to zip it and I want to do it. Period. Ain't no profound nothing. I just want to live my life and I don't think a child will allow me to live my life. Period. Why do I keep getting out of focus?
Very judgmental about it as well. Actually, a lot of my friends have the same mentality as I do.
Yeah. Anybody else? I feel like I've had a scarlet letter on my chest most of my life because I couldn't have children. And so my friends just drifted away. I wasn't included so much. Even, after, getting married, going through a divorce and trying dating again, it's like you have a scarlet letter on your chest. Like, there's something wrong with you. Well, I have kids and you don't. So you would never understand. And it's like, whoa, okay. And I've dealt with a lot of that. So it's that stigma for sure, even though I didn't.
That's wild. To think that you got married, divorced, and it's harder to date because you didn't have kids is wild. I do not accept her truth as a truth. I do no, absolutely not. I think she lying. So that's that on that. I believe mothers rejected her. I do believe that. I believe her community shunned her. I believe that. I do not believe it was harder to date because she didn't have kids. I do not believe that.
Choose not to have children. I actually couldn't because of endometriosis. So yeah, it's just that stigma. Just, being put in that box, it does suck. So
yeah, I'm so sorry. That is painful. Anyone?
Yeah, I just wanted to say my heart breaks hearing that when you're able to conceive and have children without difficulty, we may take that for granted. And so I just wanted to say, I sense the mother in you. I sense your
Yeah, I'm gonna have to private this. This gonna have to be members only because, what do you mean I sense the mother in you? She said she can't have kids, girl. Ain't nobody got time. Is the mother like a Jezebel spirit, but like the good version? Imagine growing up and someone say they sense the mother in you. That's wild. That's a nasty word. That's a nasty word. And she probably feels good because she's all she's ever wanted. She's always wanted to be a mother. I always wanted to be a mother. She wanted to be a mother. And being told that they sense the mother in you really either makes you feel really good or really trash. Either you feel really good or really trash about this. Because she said she can't have children. So
heart. And I do agree, only those of us who want to have children should have children because it is too much of a sacrifice. I also agree.
Someone said, Demas, she probably had it hard dating because she cannot have children, not because she does not want. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. They said because she did not have kids, but that makes sense. I don't know who said it, but whoever said it, period, 8 down.
It is ministry. I think you care for others, you feed others, you nurture, you sacrifice, you do that for children, you do that for the least of these, right? So I think that even if you're not able to bear children,
just know you're getting canceled because I'm going to read one of them comments out loud. And no reason for you to be texting me instead of being on live. You get me in trouble.
Children, that mother spirit still comes through. And I just wanted to tell you that.
Thank you.
Girl, I'm going to call y'all the mother spirit. And when y'all talk to me next, I'm going to be like, I sense that mother spirit in you. That's insane. Just like the Jezebel spirit, I sense that. Do you sense the child-free spirit in other women? Maybe there's a child-free spirit too.
I'm 25, but being a Latina woman, I feel like having kids young is a big thing. My mom had me at 15. My grandma had her first kid at 15. All my cousins have kids. My little sister.
So children having children. How old were the daddies? How old were the daddies? I just want to see something. Your mother had you at 15. The grandmother had her at 15. How old were the daddy and the granddaddy? Were they 15 too? All right, girl.
Doesn't have any kids, but she'll probably have kids before me. I'm 25, but I don't think I'll have kids until I'm probably like 40. And that age keeps pushing and pushing. Every time I hit a new age, I'll be 26 in 3 days. So yeah, a lot of people.
Wait, why are they shaking their head? She said, I probably have kids at 40. Why are they over there shaking their heads? Like, what I got to do with you? She said, y'all said, I have kids. They're the greatest thing in my life. Period. 8 down. She said, when I'm 40, I might have children. They're like, why are you shaking your head? That ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Got the father spirit in me. You're a father figure. Drinking that brown liquor, you get high make a deal with the devil because is bigger. Oh, what Taylor Swift said, I don't remember the lyrics to that song, Father Figure. It's one of the better songs of all the worst albums.
Asked me about kids. I was in a 7-year relationship, so I thought I was going to have kids very early. I'm glad I didn't, though, because I'm chasing all my dreams and doing the things that I want. So, yeah, hopefully that'll come at the right time, just not anytime soon.
And I just wanted to jump in on what you said. I'm a free spirit, too. I didn't want kids. I did get pregnant by accident when I met my husband.
Girl, you ain't get pregnant by no accident. Let's not. Let's not. It's not no accident, girl. You know exactly what you did.
We ended up having 3 kids back to back, but they have been the greatest joy.
So you got 3 kids back to back.
Boys, and my free spirit style has not left. We jump up and do things spontaneously all the time. My boys are brilliant. They're straight A students. They work. They're all actors, and
I bet you if I went to see them kids' transcript, when it comes to women, let me tell you something that I do not believe when women tell me. It's very difficult for me to believe them about their marriages and their husbands and their kids. Those are the 2 things. When women tell me about their marriages, I generally just accept whatever they say, but I don't really believe them. And when it comes to their children being good children, it's usually like, all right, girl, period.
You know, we're wild and crazy, and I love it. I love it so much because I'm still that wild free spirit, and they are too now. So that doesn't go away, hun. If you
watch her contradict this. I know for a fact she's gonna, because to be a good mother, you have to not be wild and free spirit. As a I haven't watched all of this, FYI, but she has to, or if she doesn't, someone else on there is going to contradict this. The man probably get to be more free-spirited, where a good mother in a lot of conservative people's mind and anti-feminist mind cannot be free-spirited. It requires scheduling, making sure the child has a routine, all of that. They have to contradict that sentiment. But they let it slide because it works for their argument right now. It does not work generally. Free-spirited, absolutely not. Ain't no free nothing. Unless you're a hipster out there with your children, it's not giving free spirit.
To have kids, that doesn't go anywhere. We are who we are.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Lately, I've been thinking a lot about how stressed our bodies actually are, even when we don't realize it. Between affecting your sleep, or energy levels, or your focus, this is honestly one of the simplest tools I've added to my routine. If you want to try it for yourself, I put an exclusive link in my description.
The next prompt is, I sometimes envy the other side. Okay. Let's hear from you.
Well,
I sometimes envy the other side. I think that's fair. Like they're
even though I never had the desire, because yeah, what happened is I never had it. Just I love kids. I work as a nanny for a while. I love kids, but I just never had the feeling or the necessity to have them on my own. But I do see the joy in how cool it is to be a mom. And of course, I see that and I appreciate it. And I think it's awesome that women are doing it. I'm like, I have nephews and they're the best. So, yeah.
So as a nanny, you worked with children. So you, like you said, you love children. So what exactly about it?
Why none of y'all told me I didn't speed this up? I am so mad. I am so mad that y'all sat up here and did not tell me.
Would make you not want to have is like your body or the process or the relationship piece? Or experience you had in your childhood?
I think for you to have kids, you need to have a lot of things in order and then go ahead. I didn't have it for the longest time. But besides that, so is the partner, yes, I think giving birth is super scary to me as well. But that's just like a couple hours. It's the rest of your life that's the most scary part. That I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm responsible for another human being for the rest of my life.
The pressure of that.
Yeah. But again, somebody who's done it and who's still doing it, I'm so happy for them. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant. I'm also happy for them too. Happy for the women with children. Love it for them. If you're happy, I'm happy for you. It's that simple. Do what you want with your life.
Possible. Anyone on this side want to share?
I just thought it was cute when she said it's just a couple hours.
A couple long hours.
A little more than that.
You haven't spoken. Do you want to share something?
No, I don't envy them. I love being a mother. But I also think there's other higher callings because sometimes like our families, my mom will say people are selfish if they don't have kids. And I don't believe that. I know some men that have been very successful and then when they pass away, they leave stuff to like other family members. So I don't think it's necessarily the highest calling. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's very giving, but there's other things that you could do in life that are just as important as well.
I've heard that so much, that saying of like, as a woman, for you not to have children is very selfish. I've heard that a lot growing up. And I thought that was quite harsh. I just think that, if it's not something a person's able to give, they shouldn't.
And not everybody's designed to have kids. It's like, not everybody has that calling. Everybody's different, to each their own. Just embrace the journey and the path that you're on.
Girl, why do y'all keep calling it a calling, girl? Y'all want to feel special about having children. There's no calling. You just have it or don't have it, girl. Ain't nobody got time. Oh, you didn't have that calling to be. You just want to be important for no reason. Like, you didn't have that calling to. It's not a calling, girl. I promise you it's not a calling. I was just being weird.
On and stay positive.
Who on the side? Did anyone here envy the other side?
I definitely have moments of envy when, you get up and just go and just travel, live your life with no worry. Like every decision that you make, I think about my kids. Like when my daughters are on vacation in Florida, I'm like buying them lunch, ordering it, not realizing they're not even here. Like it's like autopilot, and I get mad. I'm like, release yourself, Tare, from this. Like release yourself, but it's so hard to release once you become. It's a switch, and I envy because sometimes I want to just switch it off, and I can't. That's challenging. So I do have moments envy. Motherless woman. I'm like, I want to hang out all night like you too, without being judged. As much.
I had kids when I was almost 30, so I had my days already, I guess you can say. So I was at my turning point. I was at my cross.
That's an interesting statement. I had kids when I was almost 30, so I had my days. Okay. There's something fundamental about womanhood, and y'all can correct me if this is not how you interpreted that. That for them, that ends around 30. Because, girl, I'm going to be partying up until I'm like 50 something, right? At 50 something, I'm going to think, you know what, maybe either my body give out or I give out. Like, it's not going to be before 50. But I think maybe for women, they're like, at 30, it's a chop. I'm done. It's over. I'm done living. Yeah, she's trying to call. Yeah, it sounds very like manosphere, like hitting the wall, like you're done, like you've had your fun. Now it's time to like have children, settle down, and stop. But it's like, who said that? Right. Yeah, I would be a but maybe it's different for women, right?
So it's my kids. They gave me a second chance at life and they gave me a better life. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I would even still be here. So in my case, because I had them a little later than Latinas are normally having them, I went through experiences that I was ready to have them. I was ready to stop, slow down, and focus and redirect my life.
That's great. What about you?
She said, I was able to stop, slow down, and live my life. Didn't she say, wasn't she the same woman who said, oh, I am very spontaneous, I'm a free spirit, and that did not stop when I had my children? What? It's not even like 2 minutes earlier. It was not even 2 minutes earlier. First of all, I already knew she had to like contradict herself. I didn't realize she was going to contradict herself that like immediately. You just said nothing changed, like you were able to travel, blah, 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 dip it and do it. Kids ain't stop no show over here. And then you're like, oh, well, my life was already over. So like, how did my children? It just is what it is. Didn't really do much. Slowed down, didn't go out. I was ready to settle down. What happened to the free spirit girl that you said, you know what, girl, ain't nobody got time for you. Just up there lying. Also, why y'all inviting me to your dusty parties? Ain't nobody got time to be going out right now.
For me, it's just the traveling part. Like people say, oh, you can travel with kids, but it's not the same. Okay, it's really not the same. And I want to go to Bali, for example. I've never been, and I just can't imagine taking my daughter to Bali.
Oh, okay, so she's also contradicting her now. Oh, I can't go to Bali because my daughter is too young. Well, I thought I was a free spirit mom who could just get up and go. Where are the people who said, oh, being a mother ain't stop no show? Where y'all? Just all up in my comment section, just lying. Y'all just here just lying. No, it is easy to tell that they're about to contradict themselves because everything about their worldview on motherhood, people who are like this, requires motherhood to be central. If it's the highest calling that you can have as a woman, then you're going to treat it with the kind of respect you think it deserves. That includes a lot of sacrifices. So if you're pretending like you're not sacrificing a lot, you're going to be lying. You're going to have to contradict yourself. It is that simple. It is that simple. You're going to have to lie. If you're in my comments, if you're on the show, if you're anywhere as a woman saying, being a mother is not a burden, it's just a beautiful, amazing thing, you're a liar. It is a burden, by definition. I don't care about I do actually care about your feelings, so that's not true. But like, I don't like people up here, like they're just wilding out lying.
So young, so maybe I have to wait until she's older. So when I, see women without kids just traveling the world, I'm like, oh, I wish I traveled a little bit more. Although I did travel a lot, but there's so much to see in this world, and it's just difficult when you're a mom. You can just like pack them and go everywhere you want to go.
It is very.
Well, I wish someone called her out on being a free spirit. I wish someone had called her out on being a free spirit.
Self-sacrificing. We do have to time our days a little differently.
With the traveling, it's true.
We have to time our days a bit different. I thought you were a free spirit, ma'am. Just up there lying. I don't know why that's pissing me off because we all get it. I can move on, but it's still pissing me off.
Like this summer, I met up with these friends from like 10 years ago, and we went through Europe on like, a carry-on and our thing. And then we were in so many different places in every other day. I've hung out with my niece who's like 13. And when she was like 8, I was like, it's a lot of stuff for a weekend, it's like.
All right. What do kids under the age of, let's do 15, what do kids under the age of 15 provide? It is a negative, right? But what's the other end of that balancing equation? Please tell me what's on the other end of that. Like, what am I balancing it against? Good feelings? Feeling good? Like, feeling like what material thing does the child provide you? I'm waiting for it. Yes, it's a net negative. It is a net negative. What do you mean? What on the other side of the equation does the child provide for you? Oh, you said give you a second. All right.
It's just a weekend at the beach, and there's no way that you can move that fast and be that flexible.
And financially too. It's
and financially.
You have probably a lot more spending money that it's just for you versus when you have children.
Oh yeah.
Your money goes to them.
It's like money goes to them first and I think for yourself. It's like kids, food, housing.
They're constantly getting wardrobes
But you have that inner battle too, because it's like just as I love spoiling them, so it's like, I want this, but okay, you guys want that? Okay, let's go get it. Like you like to spoil them, you like to pamper them, you like to, that's the battle. Because then later you're like,
What did you want to say?
I was just gonna say, I think mothers are the most selfless people.
Actually, no. In an economy that was a sort of based around agrarian or like an agriculture-centric economy, I understand why having a bunch of kids to work the farm makes sense. Let's be very clear. Having a bunch of kids to work your farm, period, eats down. I'm talking about now. Now, we need kids to continue the population, period. We need kids to be working so when we get older that we have a population pyramid that makes sense so we can live the way that we're supposed to as we are older. I agree that children are needed for our species to continue. Eat down, period. Love that. I'm talking about on an individual level, what do the children provide as children? Because if you tell me, oh, in the long term, they're going to grow up and become doctors and lawyers, it's not a thing. For most of y'all, the child going to stay at home. It is what it is. The child just going to be at home and you're going to be providing for all your life.
In the world. But I also think a lot of people have kids out of selfishness. Sometimes they can't find the person that loves them. Sometimes they don't know what to do with their lives. Sometimes they're bored and they will have kids out of just whatever reasons and then raise these kids however they do and don't really fully put their actual efforts into that child. Everything is about like doing it for the child, but really to make them look good, make them look like a good mom, make them look like they're having a great time. But it's kind of like, the only time I ever thought about popping a child is when I was a little bit bored. And I was like, let me go pick up a new hobby. Let me go pick up a new job. And I was like, you know what? I don't even want kids like that for real. So that was just kind of my experience when I noticed things like that.
And then to also backpack off her comment, I also hear people having kids because it's like a retirement plan. My kids will be the ones taking care of me when I'm old. I think that's selfish, very selfish, because then
kids provide love, joy, growth, and maturity. You can get all of those with our children. Every single one of those you can get with our children. I'm not saying they don't for some people. Every single one of those you can get with our children. So the balancing goes kind of out of, it's not something meaningful to balance when you can get it with our children easily.
that's a big burden on the child, to having to make that money to take care of their parents. So I mean, there's selfishness on both sides.
That's big in the Latina culture. I'm Latina too, believe it or not. And that's kind of like big in the Latin culture. It's like we don't, at least in my family, we don't put in like the nursing homes. We take care of each other.
Wait, she said she's Latina too. All right, girls, period. Let's come to the front, Latinas. You remember the conversation we had when we said Latina was not a race? This is a perfect example. I don't know if she's lying or telling the truth, but I'm going to go with she's telling the truth. If she's Latina, right, you understand how you can also have white Latina now? Cool. So let's never have this conversation again.
It's just like, I guess how we've all, is your family the same? Yeah.
Believe it or not, it's a not.
It's just, it's really, yeah, it's just like our culture, I feel like, too.
You come live with us.
Yeah, that's like my grandma lives in my, yeah.
Do you ever feel like women can have like too many children? Because you brought that up. I've seen like a lot of content on social media where some people are having like 9 kids, 10 kids, and their siblings, like the older ones, are taking care of the younger ones, and they're feeling stressed. And you know, you see the comments, and you see people saying like, "No, I'm providing to this world. I'm adding to the world," and then people saying, "Actually, like you are doing this," and it's like, it's what is the purpose behind it? What are your thoughts on?
I come from a big family. I'm number 5 out of 10. And my mother having my siblings was the best thing she could ever do for me, to have my sisters and my brothers, because I would be nothing without them. Did we have millions of dollars to live? No, we didn't. But what we did have was love and community.
Girl, see, this is the problem. Why did she speak up? Love not gonna pay them bills, girl. It is like she didn't have a lot of money, she didn't have this, but she had 5 children. It's like, ooh. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm not even gonna say that. But like, I don't like this idea that the Lord will provide, or like I don't like the Lord will provide, or we'll find a way through it. My mom and dad did it, so we can do it. They made something out of nothing. That life is just not for me, girl. That life is just not for me. Skin looking great though. She eats, but like, no, it's a chop. This struggle raising children is not for me.
And memories that will never go away. Some people may say she should have stopped having kids, right? You know,
Kids provide a sense of purpose and fulfillment to some people. I hope there are many people with purpose and fulfillment outside of children. I hope that you had purpose and fulfillment before your children. That's wild. It is wild if a grown man and a grown woman did not have purpose and fulfillment before children, and then having the children give them purpose and fulfillment. That's a chop. So it's not going to give what you think it's going to give. I'm just going to go with absolutely not. If you didn't have purpose and fulfillment first, you probably shouldn't have had children. So that's that on that. A second opportunity to tap into my childhood self. That sounds like you need to work on your inner child and deal with some childhood trauma and growth or whatever. Some inner child work needs to be done there. Has nothing to do with having children. My kid has provided economic additional opportunities. I don't know what that means. Are you putting your child to work? Are you putting your child to work? Because I don't know. I don't know what this means. You can explain. All right, let me drop the link. Here you go. Jump up. Come up here and come explain. Here you go. Here you go. Because girl, ain't nobody got time. If you say you putting your child to work, girl, we gonna have problems. Because children, connection with other parents. If you needed a child, wait. Oh, you mean taxes? I don't know, girl. What you're getting back in taxes is not going to make up for the amount you pay for that child. So it's a chop. Connect with other parents. This is one of the things, maybe this is not how you meant it, but one of the things people do is that they say they're going to have a child and it's like opening up their marriages, right? Where they believe it's going to bring them closer to I do think this last one can be true. I do think that if you both love your child, that's an opportunity to bring them together, parents together. If both parents love the child, it allows people to be more connected. It also drives people apart, right? So if we're doing a balancing about what children provide versus what they take, it's not looking good. If this is all you got, it's not looking good. I dropped the link, by the way. You said you can come up. Please come up and rush through. All right, I'm going to continue to play this until
the perfect mom, but she was mine, and I'm so happy that she had all 10 of us. And I don't know, the big family is like, I think a single child. I'm sorry, his name was a single, like a one kid, only kid, whatever. That seems boring. Like, who are you gonna talk to and play dolls with and like run with and race and relay with, and you like just like
having 10 children in this economy is not great. That sounds like a sentence of sort. Like, I'm not saying it's a death sentence or a jail sentence, but that's
Yeah.
Thank
Some
you,
people
Mom.
can only have one child, so it's
Yeah.
not necessarily always by choice.
Yeah.
They have only one child, but yeah, the opposite of that. I think there's pros and cons.
So yeah, to add to that, I grew up with a lot of siblings. I'm the oldest, and I think that's one of the reasons I.
This is when where Keela said, this is where people should say, Jesus, my finances. When I hear 10 children, all I hear is my Jesus, my finances. I hear 10 kids that let me add you. Like my finances. You're loading, blah, blah, blah. While you do that, let me rap. Stang diggy diggy ding da dang da dang dang da diggy diggy ding da dang da dang. Jesus. 10 children is crazy when there's all this birth control. Right. All right. While you're loading, I'll play some more video.
I don't want to have kids because I took care of my siblings, and also growing up, I realized how much neglecting my younger siblings had, and that came out as a problem when they became grown-ups because they didn't have the capacity to take care of all of us. I mean, that's my understanding. I'm not saying my mom didn't do a great job. I think she did the best she could, but it might be easier if it was at least just 2, 3 instead of 5. And definitely that changed me into being like, oh, is it really the best way to go?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Themis? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I am in my garage. I don't got a lot of time. I just got done with little Will and his bath. Okay, so I will explain the one about economic opportunities, okay? I'm an electrician by trade, right? We sent our kid to a private daycare. At that daycare, he had a bunch of really close friends, right? His close friends found out that I was an electrician. They started calling me for work.
Oh, you said connection with other parents. Sorry,
Connect with other parents, and my kid provided additional economic opportunities in that sense, right? If I never had kids, I would have never had connections with these parents. And
go ahead.
And his school also hired me to be their electrician. So last year, I made an additional $25,000 from those connections. That's the extra stuff that I made there.
All right, but you see how this is individualized.
Explain.
That this is a you specific thing that might not be generally applicable.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I can see how that can be individualized. I think a lot of this stuff is individualized, though. It's going to be an individual case, right? You know?
Yeah, and so the people are like pointing out that you can network without your kids, hopefully.
Good night.
Oh.
Love you. Wow.
Oh,
Sorry.
that is sweet. That is sweet. I love seeing fathers with children, so that's.
Oh, yeah, Louisville's great. Louisville is awesome. We have a good time.
But so, can you agree that on balance, it is more expensive to take care of your child than the amount of money or connection he brings in?
Absolutely. It is more expensive. Yep. And
that's my argument.
Okay. All right. I agree with a lot of the stuff that you're saying. I just don't see it in a negative sense. The sacrifice to me isn't a negative thing, right? The sacrifice to me is a positive thing, right? Yes. Yep. The sacrifice I make is a positive thing. I'm not the type of person that really.
Also, though, like, because it.
Yes, I'll get you some milk. All right.
I want the ones with the black words, not the yellow.
The ones with the black words? Yeah. I'll get you the ones with the black words, all right? Give me a second. I'm talking right now. You're welcome.
Oh, that just made me want to have children. Then I remember how they're a burden. But I remember they're a burden.
Only if you see him that way. There are moments when little Will is tough, right? He is, you know, he'll want to play video games, and then we'll have to draw a boundary, right?
Yeah.
And there are times when I'm reminded why I became a father. I went to a conference this year, and he did this. He gave me 5 hugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he said, Dad, that's 1 hug for every day that you're gone. And that kid is 7 years old, and he did that. I never did that with my father. Never did that.
Yeah, but this is so toxic. The benefits from that is imaginary.
The benefits from that,
emotional benefit from that, but like it's not like me. No, well, it is me.
I'm trying to figure out what benefit. I mean, is it a benefit like that's going to bring me some money? I don't know if that's going to bring me some money, right?
Monetarily, like I can see that psychologically it is good for you. And to me,
Sure.
if a child did that to me, that is so sweet that I would carry that with me. And I just want to make that clear. But I'm weighing that against how much they cost.
Yeah, so that's a monetary thing, and we have to. We make a choice in. We totally make a choice in that, right? Yes, I could be. Well, I guess. What am I going to do with all the extra money, right? I guess
I could extra money. Well, there's some super chats on this channel.
I guess I could. Yeah, economically, I guess I'm in a decent position, right? And so I can say that I know I'm privileged, right? But even if I wasn't, I remember I was working in Texas and I was making half of what I'm making now, and I still enjoyed my time with my kid more than what I would have done with that money. I guess that's my personal perspective, right?
Okay, so you're like, oh my God, I have so much money. I need to. Actually, my child being a burden is a positive thing for me because I get to offload some of this money because I had so much money that I just needed to get rid of.
I'm not rich, right?
No, yeah, but you just had extra money that you needed to like get off of you. I mean, look, then that is a positive. Like if I'm like, I have so much money and I need someone to spend my money, I'm like, okay, period. 8 down. I can't argue with that.
It's a choice. I mean, this is all a choice. I guess I see it that way. I mean, I'll say this. The difference is I have a wife who is an exceptional parent. I think this would be much. I have friends who are single parents, and it's much harder. It is much harder if you are a single parent. And so parenting for me isn't as much. I mean, I don't see it as this huge burden, right? Number one, it was my choice. And then number two, I do have help, right?
Yeah.
And I came from a 2-parent household. And so I guess my perception of parenting is different than what I hear on this panel, right? Yeah. And I will say this: it is a
it's different. It's just you don't like the language, but it is a burden.
It is a burden, and it's a burden that I'm okay with.
Yeah,
going to work is a burden. The difference is you get paid, right? You get paid to go to work. It's still a burden.
Yeah, but the thing that the reason I'm not pushing back against you,
sure,
is because I don't want to dissuade people who have children or who want to have children from doing that. That's not my goal. I just want the people who do not have children to understand that this is not an easy thing. It's not something you just jump into because you are bored. And also, it is something that's going to challenge you in ways that you might not want to be challenged. And it's okay to live your life if you don't have children or don't want children.
I guess I can agree with that. I can.
In truth, I don't know if I want children. Every 2 years, I like rethink whether or not I want children.
I don't know if there's a tough one for me. I don't know if I'll say this. My parents absolutely wanted children. They had 5 of us, right? They love grandkids. I was not like that. I did not have that feeling in me, right? I had to learn everything. I had to learn how to change diapers. I had to learn how to hold little Will. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff, right? It was a lot. And as I learned those things, I started to build a connection. But initially, I didn't know if I wanted to have kids. I did not have the strong feeling to have kids, right? And part of that wanting to have kids was because I grew up in a household that was very stable and very loving, right?
Yeah.
And so that was my influence. But I don't know if I would say, I think there are people who have that strong feeling, but I think it's just a choice, right? You're going to end up choosing, I want to have kids. And I don't know if I'm completely ready, but
I mean, I think also like women in particular have to if I want children, like I think that I am not expected to have children, or like there's no pressure for whether or not I have children, but women are being pressured to have children. Separately, women tend to take on more of the hands-on role in caring for children, and they physically carry the child and then give birth to the like absolutely not. I don't think this is something that like I specifically for women, like men, a lot of men actually their lives do not change at all. Like, hopefully this is not you, but a lot of men's life is not affected by having a child, like not even a little bit.
Absolutely.
Women, they're physically going to change. And it is what it is. You're going to change. It is what.
Yep. Agree with all of this. We had little Will. It was tough on my wife, right? A lot of things changed with her. It was a tough pregnancy. And you're right. Initially, she took on a lot of the responsibility. And it took me a long time, unfortunately, right, to understand the mental burden that she was having to take on, right? And I've went to therapy, I've listened to her, and I have realized to be the father that I want to be. You're right. Like there's a patriarchal ideology that says men are supposed to be this way, right? And so then, and working in construction, I have to say, I am okay with taking my kid to work in the morning time and being late to work. I'm okay with not taking the overtime so that I can take on those responsibilities that should not always be defaulted to my wife. I want to make sure that I provide my kid with a quality upbringing that I got. And so over the years, stuff that I didn't think I would do, I've done. I was the head coach of his baseball team. I never played baseball. I was a football player, but I took on the head coaching position. A few days ago, I went on a school trip with them. I chaperoned, never chaperoned before. And it was an awesome time. We had a good time, right? I had the other kids, and we came up with our own nickname. We were the Mighty Ducks, and I brought a little duck with them, and we had a good time, right? Things that I did not think that I was capable of doing. I put myself out there and did these things, right? Because I believe that that is what a father is supposed to do. But it took many years of deprogramming to get to that. And I have to apologize to my wife that I was not there in the early years.
Yeah, and I think that's why some men think it's not a burden because they're not the one carrying said burden, generally.
Yeah. Absolutely agree. Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Any final thoughts? I know you have to go take care of little Will.
Love what you guys are doing here. I know that y'all don't get a lot of good representation of men. I know that. I just want to shoot that there are good men out there. There are. Unfortunately,
do you know any of the good men?
yes, most of my brothers are good men. All of my brothers are good men. They're all married. They're all doctors or engineers, right?
Let me talk to them. Bring some of them on. Let me talk.
If they have time, that's the thing, right? We end up having to, we got a parent, and then I got Tater Tot, my wife. I try to get on here, but they're number one priority. So whenever I can get on, I will. But I'll just keep listening and yeah.
Thank you for coming on and sharing your perspective. I look forward to hearing more from you.
Absolutely. You guys take care.
Bye. Period. They're cute little family, I hope. Just doing what needs to be done. Being a good father and a good man. Period, Will.
You really there? Do you have the time and the ability to take care of 5 at once? And I think it did play a part in my decision making.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to that. I think siblings are great, but coming from African culture.
Girl, blushing is, why would you ever say something like that? Tim is like, no, I definitely was not.
It is expected that you take care of your parents, but I made the decision that the children are here for us to help them live their lives. I don't want to be a burden on them. So I think we should have as many children as the husband and wife agreed to. We had 2. I remember asking my ex-husband if he wanted to go for a 3rd, and he said no, so we didn't. I come from a family of 2. He comes from a family of 2. My parents come from a family of 8 and 10. And I think if you can manage that without being a burden to the older siblings, that's fine. I do think having some responsibility as older children, watch your sister, watch your brother. But when it starts to hamstring their progress and they can't go live their lives because now they have a responsibility that they didn't ask for, I think that's wrong. So whatever that number is, if it's 2, if it's 3, if it's 5, I think, yes, you can have more. You can have too many children.
Motherhood doesn't always begin with a glow. Sometimes it begins with rain, with questions no one prepares you for real motherhood.
And the next prompt is, a woman can live a completely fulfilled life without having children. Okay, let's hear from you.
Okay, so you can live a very fulfilling life, but when I think about completely, I think the majority of the women wouldn't live a completely fulfilled life, maybe a very small percentage, but I'm not going to bet my whole life on like that one small percentage, right? Like if 99% of women say like, oh, motherhood was such a life-changing experience, it gave me so much meaning, so much joy, But then 1% was like, you know what? I lived a fulfilling life. I'm not going to bet my life in that 1%, you know? So I just think that
you don't have to bet your personal life on it. The prom says a woman can live a completely fulfilled life without having having children. Why are you projecting your own personal ideas outwards about yourself? It's about whether or not a woman or women generally, some women can do this. You can say, yes, some women can, but others might not be able to. That's a fine answer. Like, I'm not going to stake my life. You don't have to stake your life on anything at all. Like, it's so weird. One thing I dislike is like a knock. Never mind.
maybe like I'm not, like maybe they end up in the end of their life and they realize something was missing, and that's like a pretty big thing.
And what about you? You said no as well.
I said no, just because I have a godmother. She'll probably kill me for what I'm saying this, but I have a godmother. She didn't want kids for her entire life up until now. She's in her mid 40s. She's now divorced, and now she's just thinking about like wanting kids, or what it would have been like if she had had kids. What is she missing, considering she did the whole job thing? She's a super successful woman living in New York City, lives an amazing life, like literally living her own Sex and the City life. And I think it's so wonderful, but she still asks these questions. So I feel like try something or not try something, you're always going to have a question of if you should have done it or shouldn't. So
for me.
But that's not the All right, how many of these people just stay on task? Like, I just don't your godmother or whatever is in New York. She's rich and she's having questions about whether or not she should be a mother or shouldn't be a mother. And from that, you are saying women cannot have a completely fulfilled life without having children. Like, from all right, girl, maybe. I'm not going to finish that thought, but maybe. Let me text it to Kilo. Because in a way, because this is not even logical reasoning. Like, how are you even on this side talking about, why are you on the side of child-free women if you don't believe that a woman can have a fulfilled life without having children? Right, you can always adopt. Tell us when he texts you, Kilo. No, let me explain it. I can see why men run amok. I'm not blaming women for men running amok, right? But I see why men run amok in these women's lives. Because these women just like the way they like these specific women, like the way they are like thinking about things, it's so personalized, like to the point where I can see someone saying, oh, he's a different man with me. Like I can see her saying, he's a different man with me, because they take their own life and they only engage with their own life and they project whatever they believe about themselves outward to everyone else. Like, it's such a weird way to engage with the prompt. To be fair, they haven't really been answering any of these prompts. None of these women have been engaging with these prompts. I blame women for men running. I don't blame women, because men are doing what they want to do. But there was this girl, I can't show it to you, but I texted this to the group. This girl was like, oh, I had this boyfriend. We were dating. We were doing so good. No, I have to show y'all. Because this actually did piss me off. Piss me all the way off. I don't even know if it's copyright, but even if it is, we're about to learn today. Let me show y'all.
I feel like it's fulfilling when I'm the auntie, like they'll come over for a week or a month. And then I'm like, okay, that's awesome. And then I send them home. I just don't think that I would have been an awesome mom, because one time I had my niece and we were biking and swimming and all this stuff. And then at 5, she's like, oh, I'm so tired. I was like, oh my gosh, you're like 10. How are you tired? And then I realized we hadn't eaten. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't come to me to like. And so I was like, okay, don't tell your mom whatever you want. I will give you whatever you want to eat, like ice or whatever. And so I think it's like I'm fulfilled with being the auntie, and that's enough.
Well, just so you know, moms make a lot of mistakes too.
Yeah.
So things like that usually come with just once you're already in it, and so don't put that on yourself.
Oh yes, thank you. Yeah.
No perfect moms here. You know, we've all lived and we've learned, experienced. And I think that we beat ourselves up a lot about not being this perfect mom. I don't even know what that even looks like because I don't think I've met one yet. But we still say perfect mom, and just know that you may skip a meal, you may forget to sign a homework slip or something, or you may forget to take your kids to school on time, you may run late. Things happen. So that's the part that is fulfilling, knowing that I am human in this moment. I am growing in this moment. And that what makes me feel fulfilled, even in the difficult times when being around my mom.
I wanted to speak to that one. The prompt was, can a woman live a completely fulfilled life?
1 second. We have to watch. We're taking a break, blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody got time for these people. Let me show y'all something. And she thought it was funny too. Like sitting up there pissing everyone off thinking it's funny. Let me show y'all this.
I like alpha males.
So how's that working for you though?
It hasn't been working out too great though.
Okay, why?
This one guy, he was again so great in the beginning.
This one guy, he was so great again in the beginning. Remember this. She said this one guy was so great in the beginning. This one guy was so great in the beginning.
I didn't know. He told me he had just got off house arrest. And I was like, okay, well, you know, you off it now.
He told me he just got off house arrest. When how do you couple? This guy was so great in the beginning. He told me he just got off house arrest. Let's hear house arrest for what? Let's hear house arrest for what?
Girl.
He said he was off. So I was like, okay, as long as you're not on it. Currently.
That didn't turn you off?
No, because I asked and I was like, okay, well, what was it up for? What happened? He was like, oh, I just had a situation with my ex.
I had a situation with my ex. This man was great in the beginning. He told me he just came off house arrest. And it was due to a situation a domestic violence situation, a DV situation.
We got into it and she called the police. I'm like, okay, sounds about right. 2 weeks later, I go home. I was like, let me just.
He told me about that. He said, all right. I mean, I was super excited about him when I went home.
Google him. I Googled him. Why did 5 mugshots come up? Shit.
All right, so she went home, she Googled him, found 5 mugshots, period. This is the end of it, right? This is the end. We're good. It's done. 5 mugshot, one of them is DV. It's a chop. Let's hear.
Domestic violence.
You fucking the brand up. And that's what he got locked up for.
No, I don't know what he got locked up for because I continue to date him because I tried to.
I am disgusted.
I continue to date him is insane. I continue to date him is insane.
I try to look past things, you know?
You better talk to her before I do, because I'm already the feelings. That's up.
I see the good in people.
Girl. Ain't no more. I see the good in people. So yes, I do think y'all allow these men to run amok in your lives. So ain't nobody got time for that. I saw that and I was like, absolutely not. Ain't nobody got time. Absolutely not. Nope. I'm just go ahead and say you're trolling, and that's not true. Okay, but she's not like the others.
Without being a mother. And as a mother, I said yes to that. I remember the first prompt was, is that our highest calling? And I think that is for me, but I also understand not everybody can be a mother. Not everybody wants to be a mother. Not everybody should be a mother. As you get older, I think for all of us, you start really thinking about what matters. When you have less time ahead of you than you have behind you, every conversation, every time spent, every trip, every experience, is this really what I want to do? So I think being fulfilled means, to me, the effort that I put into whatever I'm doing. Does this matter? Is it helping? Am I leaving the world better than I found it? So for some of us, we do that through mothering. But yes, you can absolutely leave a legacy, leave a mark, leave the world better than you found it, even if you don't bear children.
And then you don't have to have children to be motherly. You don't have to have children to be someone who supports children and helps children and guides children. You know, I'm a mom, but I also work.
That is so weird. So men cannot guide children and help children and love children. Like, if you don't have a child, hopefully you're also giving back to the community. To pretend like this feels like a burden on women that's so unfair. Like, you don't have to be a mother to be motherly. How about absolutely not? How about it's a chap? No, we're not doing that. No.
For the local school district. And when I go to work, I feel like I'm a mom to all those kids when they're in my presence. You know, I'm taking care of them. I'm there to provide and make sure they're safe, they feel protected. And I do that, okay, I'm a mom. But besides being a mom, I would do that anyway. That's the woman in me. You know, you just have that motherly instinct, whether you bear
that, because as a woman, you just have that motherly, y'all. Period. Patriarchy go have y'all out here just giving free labor. It is this that have women doing so much in the church without getting paid, being secretary, assistants, organizers, everything. Because, oh, you're just a motherly person. And people capitalize off of that without compensation. And it is actually it is actually a toxic reality. Like, a lot of people women are forced into roles because they're trying to live up to some norms about womanhood, and then they're exploited for those norms, right? It is why there is an expectation that even though you're going to work and you're providing in your household, that you come home and you be a mother where the father does not actually have to engage with the child in the same way, because it's not the fatherly duty. It's the motherly duty to hug and cuddle and care for and plan the trips and go on the trips with the child and go to the school and learn everything that the child is doing, learn the child's doctor's name, learn the child's allergy. There are men with children who these men do not know what their children are allergic to. Go on TikTok. One of the things that I've found fascinating about TikTok is a peeping into the lives of people that I would not have access to but for the internet and them sharing their lives. And these men do not know the children's school. They don't know their children's ages. They do not know when the birthdays are. They do not know where when I say they don't know anything about their children outside of the fact that these children exist, it's insane. That's like actually insane. And part of what we are told is that the woman is just naturally doing all of these things to care for the child. And that's not true. It is a lot of acculturation that happens and domesticating the woman through her life to become this kind of thing that operates without her humanity. It is wild. This is what feminists term the second shift. When you go to work, come home, and then you have to take on a second shift at home because the man not about to do it. And they can learn. They weaponize incompetence, but they can learn.
The children are not, again, I go back to not all women can bear children. And that doesn't take away the mother in them. You can be a mother regardless.
Yes. I gotta change my mind.
But have fun.
She's an op. This girl at the end is an op, talking about she has changed her mind about having children. What about anything these 4 or 5 people over here said that would change your mind to having children? She's been an op from the beginning. Both of these women at the end are ops, but I mean, I'm here for it because the other girls aren't saying anything. Let's be clear, the other girls aren't giving anything.
Oh no, I don't think about kids. I don't think about kids. I don't mean that part. I just mean the topic of conversation. Just like, all right. Okay. Did you want to speak on it?
Yeah, I think everyone's journey in life is different. Like for me, a fulfilling life for me is like hitting on my bucket list. And having kids is not on my bucket list.
The period. If I were, I wouldn't be with a man who requires me to work after having children. If I were a woman and I had a child, please note that I should only be going back to work if I want to go back to work. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And let's be clear, I would never feel. I'm a man, so I cannot conceive of an idea of having a child. Like I can't. Like just the idea of carrying a child and then y'all got it. Period. Eat down. Eat down, girl. That just look like a lot of work.
I don't have a motherly side. I actually don't like to be around kids. I don't know how to nurture a cat or a dog. Like I'm not a nurturing person. So for me, a fulfillment in my life is just to like, be a good person and treat others with love and kindness and respect and like doing stuff I enjoy. Like I want to learn how to play certain instruments and I want to like, write.
Period, girl. Go play your instrument instead of having children. Is it bad? I like her too. Is it bad that I would, if I were a woman, I would still get a surrogate? The thing is, I don't actually know. There is a moral question about surrogacy for me that has not been answered as a general matter. I don't know how I feel about renting bodies in this very specific way. So I'm just speaking without the kind of added nuance that I would generally give if I were making a video on surrogacy. So let me just be very clear there. Like this is not to be taken as a fact. But if I were a woman fully capable of having a child on my own, I still would probably get a surrogate. Like I would physically not do it. I would not do it. And because I would not do it, it feels a little bit, it feels like the peak of capitalism in a way that's unfair. You know what I mean? Maybe I would get someone who really likes having children. Like I would get someone who really gets like, sorry, because it's just not gonna happen, girl. It's a child. And like I just can't imagine that, but I think maybe I can. No, a lot of women say they can't imagine it either. So like, it's not because I'm a man, but I think maybe because it has something to do with like me not being able to do it and me like just like, yeah, no, I don't want it.
Write a novel and like do all those stuff. To me, that's fulfillment in my life.
When you said you don't really like being around kids, I'm just curious, what about that makes you uncomfortable?
I just feel uncomfortable around kids. Like when I get near kids, it's like I have like really bad anxiety. Yeah.
Wait, Coco, girl, wait, why are you calling me out like that? I mean, I didn't say that. I didn't say any of that.
I just don't know how to be around kids. I don't have that in me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I understand. What about you?
I love children, and kind of piggybacking on this whole conversation, I think that you die with regrets when you don't have closure. I had closure. I just couldn't after failed everything. So I think when you don't have that closure is when you have the regrets of I should have done this. But again, it's just taking, and we're all feminine energy. We all have that motherly instinct. Most of us, I guess, right? So it's just using it in other perspectives and other ways to get that fulfillment in life to help others. Yeah.
Thank you. The next prompt is, mothers lose parts of their identity after having children.
Mothers lose power. So a lot of women just completely throw away their identity. Just completely throw away their identity. The problem is, I don't like this prompt. Wait, wait, wait. No. Wait, stop. Stop the show. This is very vain. This is giving very vain. So it's a no. Someone said, let me remove these comments from the screen for a second. Because someone said there are certain kind of women who were built to have children, and that's wild. That's not cute. That's not fair. To say that she was built, I'm not going to point to who you said. To say that someone looked like they were built to have a child, that's not cute. That's mean. I think that's mean. And it might be a remnant of slavery that we need to think about. But to look at someone and say they look like they were built to have a bunch of kids is wild. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. That's an insane. That's not right. That's not right.
Okay, let's hear from you. Do we lose parts of our identity? I don't think so.
Oh, back to the thing. I don't believe you lose part of your identity as a mother. I think a lot of women give it up. There's a lot of people who feel like they have nothing else to offer to the world, and so they want to make having a child like this thing. And it is, because we continue the population. I just don't know that it makes you give up your identity or if you just give up your identity. I think my mother, for example, had an identity outside of being a mother. I think being a mother was like, she probably don't like this. I won't say this, but like I think you can have other identities. And I think every part of your life gives you a new perspective and might be considered giving up your identity. So I don't think being a mother means that you lose your identity, a part of your identity. I think you can add to it, but I don't think you necessarily lose your identity.
I think we grow. I don't think we lose parts of our identity, but it might make us step up. I know that I had to stop running the streets, going to clubs and the parties and stuff.
And that's where you lost me. That's where you lost me. I'm not giving that up.
And it's probably for the best. I probably would have been still at the club, just drinking and stuff. So I think it just makes us mature. And then I know.
You want to know something? Sorry. But let's go into the after show. Period. Just stay and hang out with me if you want, right? This is the after show. We're just going to be messy. This is going to all be private afterwards, so it is what it is. Let's go into the after show. I'm going to be messy a little bit. I have never understood the need to drink so much when you go out. Like, I've never felt the need to, like, even when I go out, there are times when I go to the club. Maybe this is not clubbing. And I'm not a clubber in a real way. Because, like, I'll get a Red Bull and that's it. Like, and I have nothing against drink, because I'll get a margarita or something. Or like an apple martini or a lychee martini if they have it. And like 1 or 2 glasses and I'm good. Right? Like, I don't understand this. Like, oh, I had to hit the street. I took this drug and that drug and every drug in between. And then I like, that's not a thing that I do. So I don't understand it. So when people say they're too old to go out, maybe what they are saying is that because of what they do when they go out, it is difficult on the body. Because I've never really had, like, I don't know. I don't have benders. I don't like drink like that. So I don't know. This is not my life. That's not my life. I will go on the dance floor and give everything I have without a drink. Like, I will go out on the dance floor and give everything I got without a drink.
Well, I got to focus. Everything I'm trying to do is to provide for my child and take care of her and for the future and stuff like that. So I think it just makes you, if you're becoming a parent, like, hopefully it makes you a better person.
Mm-hmm. Losing your identity is not always a negative thing. People always think it's like a bad thing, but sometimes those things need to be lost. Right. Anyone else want to share?
Well, I had 3 back to back. So I had 3 boys in diapers at one point. So I went through the whole postpartum depression. It was hard. My eldest is autistic, so he was very clingy when he was young. I went from working labor jobs since 13 to, being a full-time stay-at-home mom because what else could I do? But you get so bombarded with everything going on that you forget about you in a moment. Just like I do that all the time. My memory slips, I forget. But it's a healing journey. It's really healing. It's really rewarding because you go through those moments, but then you find yourself again. They're grown now. They're bigger.
So I usually don't look at the price unless I'm like writing in my tip. I was drawn. This lady dragged me to a basement last weekend. Last weekend. And we went to this basement. It was a Jamaican club. I don't know if it was a club, but it was very basementy. And we were down there. And she was like, "Oh my God, let me go get a drink." I was like, "No, what do you want?" Right? She said something, I don't remember. And I had I don't remember what I had. I went up there for these 2 drinks. And I thought he said $160. And like, obviously I paid. I'm not gonna cause a scene. I'm just gonna move on and do what I do. But in my head, I was like doing I promise you, like, pricing is never the thing that you will ever catch me lamenting over ever. But like $160. Sorry, no, $116, not 60. $116 for 2 drinks in cups. And like, I was trying to figure out, like, I promise to God, I was in there trying to, because like, if it was like a super upscale bar on a rooftop somewhere where we have people coming out with the lights, so I don't know. That has bothered me for the last week. Like, this happened Saturday. It's still bothering me today. Not because it's like $116 and that's a lot of money. It's just like, it felt like I got ripped off. It was a Jamaican club too. So it felt like, I was like, I'm sure I got ripped off and this was not the price. But I'm not one to cause a scene. So like, I'm not going to cause a scene. So, but I was just like very annoyed by this. Anyway.
They're, junior high, and I'm rediscovering me again. For a long time, I couldn't wear makeup, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, and you find yourself again. So there's a moment where you do lose yourself, but again, like she said, it's growing. It's not that you're, oh, I lost her. No, you grow, you evolve, and it's a healing journey being a mom.
So those moms who maybe they look at their phone and they see an old picture and they're like, "Oh, I used to be so this and that. Like, who am I now? What am I now?" What would your words be, any of you, to someone like that? Because that does happen, especially people who have children young. They do feel like their life is over. I've heard that many times.
There's someone who had their children young, and who continue to follow their dreams. I knew when I was young, I wanted to be a model. But I got pregnant. I was in college.
I don't understand. You wanted to be a mom. I mean, I don't know how old she is. So maybe contraceptive and abortion wasn't fully available. And she didn't want to do it. I could see you modeling, girl. You could have been on America's Next Top Model. You could have been in that documentary.
And 4 months into my pregnancy, my daughter, my love of my life, he was killed. So in that moment, I for sure lost myself in my identity of what I thought motherhood was going to look like for me. I have a family, dynamic, I'm excited. I never wanted to be a single mom. I know that. So going back to losing myself,
I never wanted to be a single mom. You don't have control over that. I think a lot of people, girl, think I don't know why y'all didn't. Oh, she said he died. Oh, I didn't hear that. My bad. Right? I mean, that proves the point. You don't get to choose if you're a single mom. But also, were they married? Because you said the love of your life died and you were in college. I mean, were y'all married? Because a lot of the loves of my life weren't the loves of my life. A lot of the loves of my life weren't the loves of my life, girl. So hey, I'm married. You didn't want to be a single mother. You got pregnant in college. Were you married?
For a while, in grief, but rediscovering that I always wanted to be a model. I packed my bags up after I graduated from college to walk up the stage, and my flight was to LA to come to pursue my career in modeling. My daughters are with me today now, and they're teenagers now. When I look back at the old pictures of me, I told myself, you're gonna do it. No, in spite of, you're gonna do it, you're gonna make it. So the old me, I look back and say, wow, I did it. There's no regret there. So I did lose that version of myself, but I found something.
She's lying. She's lying. First of all, you're going to go to New York. If you were un-American, this next top model, they would tell you to go to New York for modeling. But she's saying she wanted to be a model. She got pregnant in uni. The person who impregnated her, the love of her life, not her husband, passed away. But she has no regret. She's lying to herself. She's trying to cope with her reality. That's that on that. You can love them kids and still think, you know what? Maybe I should have done something different. Ain't nobody got time.
More whole in that journey. So if I wasn't a mom, maybe I would have gave up. But they really kept me going. And we're on production set.
If you weren't a mom, they would have. All right, girl, period. Whatever you need to believe.
Together, we work together, and like they're my cheerleaders. So I lost myself to find them and to find us.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
I would just add, as far as losing yourself, I would say to any, especially new moms, this too shall pass. Everything is for a season. I remember when the boys were young, I remember thinking, I'm going to change diapers for the rest of my life. That's it. That's it. We will never get past this phase. Then the bedwetting phase, then the whatever, everything comes in phases. And then the days are long, the years are short. And before you know it, they're graduating high school. And you are literally asking yourself, we were just Boy Scouts. So I don't think you really lose yourself. I did say yes to that question, but I think you delay some things. I think your natural personality, all of my quirks are still there, but it has made me better. I'm less
Girl, period. Tell them fashion people to come hire me. I would love to walk a runway again. I'd love to be thrown on a runway again. To be fair, let's be very clear. All the friends that I had in undergrad who were models were all sick. They all had eating disorders. It was so trash. It was so trash. I hope they're doing well. I hope they're doing well.
Fish. I'm less impulsive. I probably would be glow popping everywhere too, but I have to think about everything I do because it's not just about me. And I think that has made me better.
Thank you for sharing that. Have you ladies on this side, since you can't speak to your personal story, have you seen other mothers lose themselves, or like maybe your friendships, like you said, that they kind of went in different directions?
Yeah, I had a few friends that went through really bad postpartum. And because I'm a practitioner for holistic, I specialize in hormones. So knowing that they can come to me, I had a certain amount of friends that came to me, knowing that I understood that. And then some just went their own way. They want to include me because I didn't have kids. But I had a lot that did, trust me with what they were going through when they were misunderstood by other people with, especially postpartum is awful. So
you saw some changes in their identity.
Big time.
Anybody else here? Or however you answer the prompt. I think you definitely lose yourself when you become a mother. I think if you're not losing yourself, you're not doing it right.
Like, I don't understand how you can say this. Like, why would you say that? If you don't lose yourself, you're not doing it right. Someone check this little girl. Because anybody, like, even for the people who are pro-parenting on the other side, like, I think they should check her. Because this is weird. That's some dusty talking point.
You're supposed to rebrand and become somebody new every couple years. And if there's a child added to that, and if you're not doing that, then, like I said, you're not doing it right, I feel like. But also, like I said, if you don't have kids, you're always going to evolve. So that's just what comes with life. So yeah, I feel like losing yourself is a great thing because you always find yourself in a better position in a better way.
But I think there's some women that don't want their identity to be just a mom, right? They have other things that they would want their identity to primarily be. And then when they have children, they feel like they lose that person. And now they're a mom. They're a stay-at-home mom or they're whatever. And that can be very difficult to accept.
I have so much pride in being a mom. It's so rewarding. They're so funny. They're so different. It's, I don't know. I can't speak negative about it. I know that it's hard. It's hard. It's difficult. It's.
You remember the lady who gave nothing on that other panel, the one that said she's a lesbian? Just sat up there annoying me every time she spoke.
But the overall journey, you can't.
Yes, so I'm a stay-at-home mom. So when I go out to like events with my husband, they ask me what I do. I'm like, oh, I'm just a mom. And I sometimes ask myself, why do I say I'm just a mom? So there is this kind of thing that I feel like I'm not doing enough.
One of my best friends who is a mother and pro-parent agrees that you lose yourself as a parent. She actually described it as a beautiful way, but you will definitely never be the same again. Absolutely not. Like they always, it's the same thing. Like women are like, oh my God, having a child, it looks painful, but it's just a beautiful bonding moment. Is it painful though? Because that's the part that I'm like concerned about. Like, yeah, sure, it's beautiful bonding, life, bringer, blah, 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 blah. Cool, yeah. Is it painful? Because these mothers just be skipping over, oh, it's 18 years of sacrifice, but the 18 years fly by quickly. No. Let's get back to these 18 years real quick. Let's get back to these 18. Let's get back to these 18 years real quick. How rich is the man? Let's actually start there. Let's start at the fact that if I am pregnant as a woman, I'm going to need to not have to work. Let's start with the fact that if I'm pregnant, I'm going to need to not have to work. And I'm going to need to have the choice of not going back to work. So, like, because anybody got time.
I lost a lot of my identity going back to the prompt when I had my daughter, but it actually brought me back to Jesus. So I had to build my foundation with God because I realized like when you hit rock bottom, like postpartum depression, like I can't depend on things that I used to do before being a mom. A lot of the things that my foundation was built, my identity was like worldly things. And then my daughter, she inspired me to like see God and make him the center. So I'm so grateful for my daughter. Because of my daughter, I found this new identity in Christ, which was life-changing for me.
Well, of course, God had to put, of course, Christianity had to be a part of this. I knew, funny enough, I knew she was Christian without, like, when she started talking about seasons and whatever, I was like, I don't want to say it out loud, but I feel like there's some Christian. Not only that, there's nothing in the Bible that says being a mother is your highest calling. The zero things. Actually, didn't Paul in Corinthians say like, yeah, it's better to not have kids and not be married so you can focus solely on Jesus? And when then people came to Jesus and they were like, Jesus, blessed are the women who have children. Jesus said, what did Jesus say? Jesus said, absolutely not. Blessed are those who worship God. Look it up. I promise. I don't remember where in the Bible that is, and I should have looked it up, but I didn't know they were going to say this. But somewhere in that Bible, I've read that Bible back and front, like it's so many different times. There's some, I'm not going to look it up. Just know that it's right. Jesus told them people, ain't no blessed no woman. It is blessed are those who praise God. That's what Jesus said somewhere.
Being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest job in the world. like, it is the most important job and the hardest job. And I don't think a lot of people see that, like, that is more than just going to a 9 to 5. That is a really important, hard job. Not to be like, oh, you're just a stay-at-home mom. Like, you're a stay-at-home mom. You're doing everything, you know.
It's extremely difficult. And like you mentioned with your niece.
Oh my gosh, a stay-at-home auntie? Okay. I was like max a month, you know. I was like, oh my God.
Well, that was kind of you to even allow, you know, your niece to come, because some people wouldn't even want to do that.
Yeah, it was kind of exciting because at first we did.
Wait. Can someone help me do this research? Because I think the girls don't believe me that in the Bible, Jesus said, it's not blessed no mother, nothing. Blessed are those who serve God. Let me look this up. Where in the Bible did Jesus let me quote, ain't no blessed mothers. It's blessed those who worship God. Let me turn off Google. What do you call that thing? That Google AI, because I don't want to be a part of the AI destruction of the world. I can find it myself. Luke, thank you. Luke 12:37. Period. I know I knew I saw it somewhere. Thank you. Yeah, Jesus said, ain't no blessed, no mother, nothing. It is blessed. I just can't. He said, blessed is the mother who gave you birth and nursed you. Jesus replied, absolutely not. Blessed are those who worship God. And that's on period. Get out of my face. That's what Jesus said. So that's that on that. That's that. That's that. Yo, you want to know something that my pastor used to hate? My pastor hated when I summarize whatever Bible verse I'm trying to quote. Because there is this ego thing in the church that I really hate, where people can recite the Bible word for word. Like, it's like this thing where they're obsessed with it. And like, I never did that. I'm like, I think I got the gist. I think I got the gist. So guess what? So Luke, somewhere in Luke 11-ish, Jesus said, absolutely not. No, ma'am, I do not eat green eggs and ham. Jesus said, blessed are those who worship God, period. And they hated, they absolutely. I feel like my way is better. I feel like the way that because it takes understanding and depth of knowledge to rephrase. And so that's that on that. I feel like I should. Now y'all know God is
1 week, right? And I was like, oh, I could totally do it. And then a month.
Jealous God.
And I was calling it, her summer of yes, right? I was like, whatever your mom says no to, we're going to say yes. So then, but I didn't know how adventurous she was. She was like, we're going horseback riding. I am not a horse rider. Like, I was struggling, and she and the instructor were like galloping away. He was even like, let's go. And I was like, like, just leave me here. Like, I'll be an auntie to the mountain. I mean, like, it was just bad. But yeah, she was so adventurous. And I was like, when I said what your mom said no to, this is it. So yeah, that's very difficult.
Yeah. I had a niece before I had children, and I took her to the beach, just the two of us, and thinking that I'm going to be this great mom. And I remember just getting so frustrated with her. I was getting so angry, and I'm like, I'm so mean. And like, I remember thinking to myself, like, I didn't realize that little things would be agitating me to this degree with a child. And so it really helped me to kind of put things in perspective, how difficult it is. Even though it looks so simple and so fun, it's actually.
You had your niece and you were like, oh, I'm trying to be a mom. Go get out of my face. You were a niece.
Very, very difficult.
Yeah, because at the beach, they don't want to just sit there, right? They're like, let's go in the water, and then go to the swings, and then go back in the water. I was like, I think I just lost like 10 pounds. It's like walking.
I wanted to speak to this as well.
Go ahead, please.
Kids are great. However, I think we have to have an honest conversation. Life is about choices. And if the fear is that I'm going to...
I just think her accent is fake. I just... Okay, let me rephrase that. There is a patriarchal push to make women smaller, speak lower, and take up less space, whether that be physical space, verbal space, just space. And you can watch women who potentially have something big and meaningful to say shrink under the weight of patriarchy, becoming a kind of husk of themselves in the way they speak. They don't want to be too masculine, right? And so removing the idea of power. And I think, oh my God. So there is this notion of like princess and queen, and there's a way in which we conceptualize the young girl as a princess, and we project that onto women, and women should be cutesy and cute and beautiful, but like in a manageable way that represents the story. Like Snow White and them girls don't really become queens, right? In the story. It's like if it does, it's like in the future away from the story. Throughout the story, they're princess, and there's something about being young and youthful that women are required to be. It's small and demure and carryable. Like someone should be able to lift you up and carry you, right? You have to shrink and you have to be smaller. What it ignores is another side of like womanhood that is elegance, right? And I'm not saying anyone needs to be elegant or anything like that, but in the same vein, where you take up space when you walk into the room, your presence have a command and control, and you are not just like the beautiful thing in the corner, but you can. Elegance mean you can own the room. Like this lady right here that's on the screen right now, she effortlessly exudes elegance. It's not the I am a child, I am this cutesy. No, it's I am here, I am beautiful, but I'm also a woman. It's like I am in control of a room. And I do find it sad that we dim that light down in order to get to the cutesy, like, oh my God, I'm a princess. No, like you can have power too and manage power and be beautiful and amazing in the same way. It's just like very annoying to hear women like, hi, my name. It's like, no. Like, yeah, I gotta do all them vocal fries, girl. Ain't nobody got time. Okay, I want to be a Tommy. Like, I just don't like it. Because I there is a group of women who just effortlessly, particularly when they have sister locks in, but like they're the like kind of women when they're in your presence, you know they're there. Like there is no turning away from them. There is no downplaying them. Like a lot of other women in America has historically disparaged a lot of Black women for exuding this kind of presence. And now it is being masculinized in ways that I find really abhorrent. Like, I don't know. I hate it so much. I actually hate it. Not too much on the vocal. No, they're just women. Like, I'll be in a coffee shop and like I don't my back is to the door, so I don't see, but like I feel something and I turn around and I'm like, you know, the girls with the sister locks up do walking in, but like it's almost like she's like floating in. And like, you know, the even the wind around her is just like, it's like she's commanding it, girl. And you're like, I'm feeling Guppy, like I have a very specific image of this from my memory that I can just I sense that person, and I had to go up to her and tell her she was beautiful and buy her coffee. But like I don't know. I feel like we don't talk enough about that. It's like, oh my God, you're too masculine. You talk too much. No, talk more, actually. If you have something to say, express yourself. Own the room.
Lose this part of me. You have to be ready for that. You have to be willing to.
This is a long story. I know them, girl. I think that's one of the most beautiful hairstyle done right, but that's not for me to say. Like, when my friends do it, I'm like, oh, period.
Do that and be okay with it when it happens, because if not, you will resent the decision that you've made. We were married for 7 years before we had the kids, and I went back to graduate school. We traveled, we did all these things. We didn't have children until that was the thing that we wanted more.
Themis, for Black women, having a strong personality can be bad. Look at the movie Woman King. It shows Black women masculine in a bad way, as if Black women aren't feminine and undesirable. So two things. The first, I don't ever want my opinion to be the opinion about how Black women should ever behave. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I think we have I don't like the idea of masculinity and femininity as a general matter, but I understand that's the paradigm people work under, and they give to men things that are not necessarily men, like leadership and commanding and like powerful, right? I don't think those are male and masculine trait, but the world has divided it that way, and I don't think that's fair. Because when I think about elegance, specifically elegance, like the word in describing a woman, it is a woman who is powerful. It is a woman who has presence and commands your attention. Whether you hate her or love her, you cannot ignore her presence, right? And so there is a thing that I think Black women in particular have presence, and I think the way that we treat it is by saying it's masculine, where it's not. It's a beautiful, generally kind, like aura. I don't like using the word aura because they've manipulated it. And so like I am going to always be vehemently against ideas around shrinking, particularly Black people, which includes Black women. I don't think shrinking your presence so other people feel comfortable is ever a good thing. I understand that you don't always want to overwhelm people, and so there's a negotiation of presence and when to speak up and when not to, and I will not ignore the racist elephant in the room. But I generally do not advocate for shrinking oneself.
More than anything else. That way, when the kids came, then when I couldn't go out with friends or we couldn't do other things, I made this decision. We made this decision. The sleepless nights and everything, this is what we wanted. So I think women need to be intentional about the choice, because if you are not, sometimes life will make that choice for you. And if you think you can.
I agree. I don't think. I think power is ineffective if you cannot use it to uplift yourself. Like I reject people saying they're powerful when they completely ignore their own plight. Well, not completely ignore, but mostly ignore.
Just kick the can and one day I'll be ready. You may not have that option. So I would just say, yes, you will lose part of your identity, and you have to be okay with that. And we need to say that.
But if someone's hearing that, that you have to lose it and be okay with it, what if they're not okay with it? What can they do? What can a mother do, and a young mom, what can they do to feel fulfilled if they truly don't feel it?
I'm not sure if I'm understanding the question. I would say if they're not a mother yet, you shouldn't have children.
No, if they already are. Like if say it was a situation where it wasn't planned, and maybe it's someone like.
I don't understand the idea that you're not a mother yet. Like if you don't have children, you're not a mother. I don't know. Like these people can see the mother spirit in you all they want. They can believe that you have the mother role or whatever. I don't care nothing about none of that. If you don't have children, you're not a mother. either biological children or adopted children. It don't matter to me. Now, if you're saying the mother spirit, girl, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what a mother spirit is, so that's not on that. No, I know what the Woman King was. I watched it.
This young lady who says,
I just don't like how her daughter became her soldier. Like, it was just too much coincidence. I didn't like the plot. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love the movie.
I'm not nurturing. This is not me. I don't want this. I don't want this as my identity. But you're saying, well, you just got to do it.
No, I believe in
adoption.
my exact responses when I found out I was pregnant. I can't do this. This was.
You don't have to. Like, the problem with shows like The Woman King is not that the portrayal was negative. It's that overwhelmingly in Hollywood, what we get is a one-dimensional idea about Black womanhood, or like it only falls into like very specific tropes that does not. Let me do this. The issue with stereotypes is not that they are always wrong, is that they are always incomplete. And so there's a large group of Black women who do not act in ways that Hollywood portray Black womanhood, right? So like for people who talk about representation, for example, I could see why they have a problem with Woman King. I also had a lot of issues with the Woman King, so that's not on that.
I'm not supposed to be a mom. I didn't plan on this. I was mad at my husband. I called and yelled at him. It was a really bad experience for him finding out he's going to be a daddy. I kind of feel bad about that. But again, what she said, choices. You make your choice. You're in a situation. That's just life overall for anybody, woman or man. You get put in a position, you have to make a choice. I was put in that position and I made the choice. I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn my life around. I'm going to be a positive person. I'm going to raise these kids and I'm going to show them what a good childhood is. And it was through that taught me my own reasons why I didn't want them to begin with. And it was really, really long.
Can you imagine if you had turned that around, right, without children? Imagine if in your 20s you're like, oh, I'm drinking and partying and I'm not living life to my best potential, whatever. And you did that switch. I mean, she thinks she couldn't have done it without her child, so period. But imagine how further along you could have gone if you can do that with, period.
Road and journey of self-discovery. But I came from a really painful childhood, and I found that was the reason I never wanted kids, because I didn't want to bring children into that dark world that I knew. So when I became pregnant, I decided
I don't like people's testimony like this. It's the same thing. Like, there are these people now who are like ex-gay. They are no longer homosexual, girl, period. And they have these stories about how the gay demon have them out here doing meth and drugs and sleeping with a bunch of men. Like, I was like, wait. Like, you're telling me that that's the gay demon and not just you. You're telling me that's the gay demon having you doing drugs, sleeping with. So it's not just you and what you wanted to do. It's some demon. And that demon has now gone from you. So now you're straight. God, you're going to cheat on your wife with a man. You're about to go cheat on your wife with a man. If you took no responsibility for your actions while you were out there zipping it and zoing it, and then you say, oh, I am cured now because the gay demon that caused me to do drugs, drink alcohol, and sleep around is now out of me, and now I'm going to go marry a woman. Go marry a woman. You're going to cheat on her. It is what it is. Just know you're getting cheated on, girl. It is what it is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts there. A man who cannot take responsibility for his action is a man that cannot be accountable, period. Like, it's just not a thing.
I didn't want to live in that dark world anymore. And I wasn't going to live in it anymore. And I wanted to be living a positive life. And I wanted to give them a positive world. And that's what I do. And so I live with that in my heart, that I'm on this journey to provide a beautiful, positive experience for these kids so they can grow into beautiful, positive, independent men that can give that to their children.
Well, I was just going to say, to answer the question, if someone has a child and they decide that they don't want to be a mother.
She's so dismissive and condescending. And I really dislike it. She has this thing where she dismisses everyone's statement. To be fair, she should dismiss this one who just spoke statement. It is what it is. But she does this thing, instead of building sisterhood, she goes, well, to answer your question, but she doesn't say it in as a way to be direct. It is a way to dismiss everyone else and admit that they are not answering the question. And then she goes forth and not answer the question. I would like her if she went and answered the question, but she doesn't.
If that's what you're asking.
They don't want to lose their identity.
They don't want to lose
the
their
identity that they already had. And you kind of said, well, that's what it is, and this is what you have to deal with.
I think that is when you plan to have children. You go into it with that intention. I know sometimes children are surprises, but I don't think they're accidents.
Girl, most of the women up here, almost all of them, this one right here said it was an accident or a surprise. This one, and that one. So at this point, all of them up there said, girl, they weren't planning to have children. So it's a chop. Whatever you were saying about you need to plan, it's a chop. None of them. They were like, girl, I don't even know how I got pregnant. That's what they were saying.
I think we can control when we or if we have children. I believe in adoption. If it really is a surprise, and it's unwanted, there are mothers, families, couples, husbands and wives that have grown their families through adoption. But
you know, this is not the Friday live stream, so this is definitely going private. It is definitely going private. I'm talking too loose on here.
If you do decide, you know what, the child is here and I'm going to step up to the plate and be a mom, then you make it work in a way that still gives the child the best opportunity to succeed. Maybe you do strap them on and we go, hiking or modeling or whatever we do. I mean, motherhood looks different, to everybody. There's not one way of doing it, but I think you're fooling yourself. And I'll just say that as an older woman, I think you are fooling yourself if you think nothing will change from not being a mother to a mother. And it's better to rip the Band-Aid off and say that. So when it happens, you're not confused.
And the next prompt is, kids can put strain on relationships more than they help them. Okay, I haven't heard from you. Why don't you go ahead and share?
Well, I was a nanny for multiple families, and I got to experience from an outside perspective.
Yeah, I'll read this. It says, kids can put strain on relationships more than they help them. The word can completely makes this prompt useless. Yes, there are children who can put strains on relationship more than they help them. That's a provable fact. There's nothing to debate. There's nothing to discuss. Children can, in fact, put strain on relationship more than they help them. Now, do you want a more definitive statement as the prompt? You can ask it in its totality. I just don't like these prompts are trash. I see why no one answering them right.
How difficult and how much it affects the relationship.
Again, this is not an absolute statement. This is just like a weird statement.
I don't know if it's a thing, like they were not supposed to be together. There's people they're together for not the right reasons. So when the kids come, it's like it's an easy way for it to be like, boop, yeah, you were not supposed to be together. And now, well, but at the same time, it can go both ways. You can have a kid and then everything goes great. So basically, it's kind of like it proves.
I'll take that back to the kitchen.
Test
I
their
nobody know what
relationship.
that's saying. Hey, take that back to the kitchen. It's undercooked.
So I would love for every relationship to just be like, no, we're gonna do this together. But the reality is that is not always the case.
Yeah, so for me, my experience, first, I just want to say every couples, they have arguments, they fight like with kids, without kids. But in my experience, when there was this one time I was in the car with my husband and we were just arguing about something, I don't even remember what. And then we heard my daughter cry in the back and we immediately just stopped and attended to my daughter. And I just have realized that my daughter just like makes us stop thinking about ourselves, about being right, but just puts our daughter first and takes away our ego, kind of. So it just has helped us become more mature, I feel like. So that's my experience.
Well, it could also enhance the problem that's already in the relationship as well. Because I read about and hear about a lot of couples breaking up, getting divorces when there's a child involved. Because
Is she lying about that marriage? I bet if you look into that, I'm not going to say, I'm not wishing anything bad on her, so let me just stop there. Just know, whenever people come on and like, my marriage is great, and blah, 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 it's always a lie. It's generally a lie. When you investigate these marriages, it's generally not what they say it is. And that's probably why people think I'm anti-marriage, because I just don't take as fact these dusty marriages. No.
It actually like magnifies the cracks in the relationship.
Yes, there are people who think that like having a baby will make the relationship better, and that's like their reason for having the child, and then it, like you said, it highlights
It's the opposite. Yeah,
it does happen.
Yeah, I think that's based on the relationships and the bond between those two people. Because in-laws.
That's exactly what she just said. She said some relationship, having a child can cause more problem than help. And you say, oh, that's depending on the relationship. Well, that's what she said when she said some relationship. Did you not hear the word some? Oh.
Can infect. I mean, in-laws can get in the way and cause issues. I mean, it all just depends on, yes, the kids do impact the relationship, but relationships are impacted by a lot of things. You have to either be strong with your partner, build with your partner, work with your partner, or you guys are going to struggle. That's just relationships.
I think it does affect your relationship. I had my daughter at 21, and her dad was not very mature. Like, he still wanted to go to clubs and the bars. And so it affected our relationship. Like, I was going to college and he's at the club and the bar. And
this is so stressful. I'm so sorry, young lady. That is so stressful. I don't even know why I laughed. There shouldn't have been a laugh there. Because I just knew this is what they were dealing with. At least you're honest, girl.
And I still work, and then I still got to take care of my child. And I feel like women, we have more duties at the house than the men. So we have like a heavy burden on us. So I think it does cause a lot of issues if you don't have the right partner.
Yeah, I agree. That's the key. The scripture says we don't enter into marriage lightly. I feel the same way about having children. Again, I think it's something that you do with intention and choosing wisely. That is a connection that you are going to have with that person for the rest of your life, because motherhood never ends. And I think that it amplifies what's already there in the relationship. And the other thing, when you have a child that's half your DNA and half your husband's DNA, you're going to see things in that child that you like or don't like about yourself or your husband and your husband. So it's really important that we have these conversations and we think of.
She said, as women, we have more duty in the house than the man. It sounds like you're in a dusty relationship. And that's just that on that. Because ain't no reason for y'all to be up here saying it's a mother. You want to know something weird? I do think a lot of women take pride in this. I think a lot of women and men give this up because in the long run, it makes them less culpable. And there's less requirement for them to do anything. So when they do anything at all, it looks like a bigger deal than it is. Because if you sit up there and you're like, oh my God, as a woman, we naturally care, we naturally cook, we naturally clean, yeah, wait, sorry. Naturally cook and clean is natural. Yeah, have these men. These men have y'all out here looking silly, talking about as a woman, you naturally. I know that men are just laughing at these women, talking about they naturally cook and they naturally care and they naturally love and they naturally do the laundry and they naturally do the dishes. They naturally set the schedule for the children. They naturally, girl, the period. What Erica De Niro said, a male a mattress and a mule. I made a mattress and a mule, period.
about and talk about and plan about what is life going to look like after.
Oh no, girl. If you say the man should naturally provide, everyone gonna have a problem. Well, they can lead even if they can't provide. Girl, period. Why are you naturally over there taking care of everything else? They're naturally not doing anything but existing. Period. This is true. The way that I be calling my mom randomly for nothing. I like if I get stressed. Girl, I know she's tired of me. If I get stressed, to be fair, I will call my mom, and in 2.5 minutes, it starts being about her. in truth, in truth, the person that I can talk to the most without like, and they'll sit there and listen to me talk about whatever I want to talk about for however long I want to talk about it, is actually my brother. My brother will sit there and listen to me talk about whatever for however long. He will literally sit there. He will literally sit there falling asleep. He's older than I am. He will literally sit there falling asleep, and he will not move until he feels like I am good. I actually don't know because I'm spoiled by my mom. I was spoiled by my mom. She was strict. The only thing my mom required of me meaningfully was that I get all A's. If I come home with less than an A, she has a problem. But my brother, I was spoiled by my mom, I was spoiled by my dad, and I was spoiled by my brother. Girl, I was just running amok in that house. As long as I got an A, I could run amok in that house. Period. I could.
It's not just going to work itself out.
It's so important to have these conversations because although other people like in-laws and it can affect
I am the youngest.
Your marriage, it's important, I think, for people who are going to have children to know the reality, which is you may not be able to spend as much time with your husband. You might only see him for 20 minutes before you go to sleep. That's a strain. And that is, it's not, it's something to prepare for and understand this is part of it, but not to ignore that something may change that you don't necessarily like,
And I feel like there's like a huge financial strain that it'll bring up huge problems, right? Like the food and the diapers and the schooling. I didn't realize how expensive schooling is.
So expensive.
I thought it was just college, and it's not. It's like, it's like all their schooling. Yeah, I didn't realize all the camps, the uniforms, all that stuff. Like,
very expensive.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge strain. Like, if you can afford it or not, and then you feel bad if the kids see their friends going, and you can't do it.
That's actually really important that you brought that up because I think that can definitely affect a relationship if people are feeling inadequate as parents, and yeah, that can be tough. How do you ladies deal with those strains?
My sons are my drive. I hustle. I hustle hard. My sons are my drive to keep wanting more and to keep pushing my
blah 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 blah. No.
Myself more. So yeah, I don't sleep that much, but that's because I'm too excited about getting the next one, handling the jobs. I want to give them the world, and I'm on a mission to do that. So I'm up, I'm active, I'm busy, and I want them to see that in me.
Middle child, 10.5 siblings on that side of. I'm not going to say that because y'all going to be mad at me, so I'm not going to say that. I just thought, the thing is, I wouldn't count. I would not. No, that's not right. The only thing. No.
I want them to see that in me, so I instill that. So when they're ready, they're excited about life. And I want them to stay excited.
Oh, that's wild. I'm the middle child of 3. That's wild. No, I know. in my head, if my dad had a bunch of children and I'm with my mom, I don't know them kids. I would be Beyonce to the foolishness. I don't know them kids. Leave me out of it. I would be like, leave me out of it. I don't know them kids. It is what it is.
You know, and so I use them as my drive, as my tool to go get more.
Having kids also puts a strain on friendships, relationships with your siblings, relationships with your parents, relationships with pretty much anybody, if you ask me.
Women naturally go 50-50 a while.
As an example, I'm the one person that doesn't have kids out of my friend group, out of my cousin group, and we hang out all the time. I don't want to hang out with kids all the time. No offense. Love kids. I'm also a nanny. I'm a behavioral therapist, so I work with kids all the time, and I actually have more respect for children. I guess that's why I don't have kids so soon. But yeah, I feel like the strength it has isn't even just financial. It's like in every aspect, and you lose yourself too. So like the relationship with yourself is another strain that you have to worry about. And yeah,
that's true, because some people will, like you said, you don't want to hang out with people and their kids. But some people will say, if you're going to hang out with me, just know, like,
little Bobby coming, like, wait, hold on. Like, I thought we were going to get drinks. Bobby can't even sit at the bar with us. Like, what?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You wanted to say something.
I did. You asked about the financial strain.
Mm-hmm.
And again, circling back to what we said in the beginning about sacrifice. Our youngest, very spirited, we pulled him out of public school and put him in private school. Unexpected. Another mortgage. So every month when you're paying that private school tuition.
Our son, the youngest, is very spirited. So we pulled him out of public school and had to put him into private school. Now, this might not be the case, but what I got from that is our son was too bad for public school. He needed a very specific kind of education, so we had to pull him. This is the same woman that said she had two amazing sons who do amazing and she's so proud of them, blah, blah, blah. It is in the details of their conversation about their husband, their marriages, their children, that you get the truth. Now, I don't actually know what the truth is, but it is not giving let me leave that alone. I was an amazing child. My mom will never tell you differently. I was an amazing child. I would just cry for food. And my mom said I would wait until there were people around and I would just cry about being hungry and them not feeding me. She said that I would embarrass everyone because I would wait, and then when they gave me food, I wouldn't eat it. I would just wait for people to be around to embarrass the family. And I was like, you know what? I can see that. But that's when I was like a baby. I don't remember none of this.
But because it's better for him to be in an all-boys, military school as opposed to public school, which will label him and all of these things, when you're making that monthly sacrifice, you remember, okay, I'm in it. It's hard.
Girl, yes. Oh, yes. Whenever I go home, they know there's going to be some mess. They know I'm going to cause problem. We're going to go out for dinner. And around that dinner, we're going to have problems. I'm going to I'm going to bring up everything. We're going to put things on the table. It's just that on that. Because here's the thing. I don't know when they're going to learn. My family all call me and tell me everything individually. They all tell me individually. I don't know why. Because I won't say it publicly. But like when we are at home, girl, I'm going to bring it up. Even my dad will sit down. If I call my dad right now, he's going to tell me everything. And then I'm going to use it against him when I go home. Nothing has changed. I will still cry for food at home. It is what it is.
Hard. I may not be able to go or buy. I may have to drive an older car. I may have to eat leftovers. I may have to buy things on sale. But that's the sacrifice that you make. For me as a mother, there's no guarantee for any of us. You do your best and then you wait to see the result. But I want to be able to put my head down at night knowing I did everything I could. And I have seen mothers or people, you know what, I want to get a new car, I'm going to go get a luxury car. Your kid needs braces or whatever it is. So people do what they want to. But for me, being intentional and knowing this is what I have to do for now, I'll have fun later. Now's my time to have fun. But when they needed me, I was there.
Okay, so it sounds like you sacrificed a lot. It sounds like a lot of struggle, girl. Period. You were built for struggling. That was you, not me. Imagine saying you were built for struggling.
For me, I feel a little bit bad sometimes for working moms, especially like in the toddler years, because I have friends who they're moms and they have to work and they, split the bills with their partner. And I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I don't have to like contribute financially, but I just can't imagine how much like pressure and like exhaustion it would be to have to work and then take care of a child, because the reality is my daughter needs me more than the dad. That's just what it is. Like I breastfeed, I'm still breastfeeding. And sometimes at night she wants to sleep next to me. Like it's like the mom has such a big role in the child, and the dad, yeah, he can help with certain things, but the responsibility is more on the mom. So then adding another job on top of it is so much. So it's like,
oh, she just did it on him. I ain't even mad. She just did it on everyone. If you're a working mom, she found this is a humble brag, right? And she's dragging y'all for filth, but she's pretending like, oh my God, I'm so concerned for y'all. You all have to work. Ew. Oh my God. Ew. mind you, very strong, very demure. I'm gonna follow her now because I need to see this crash out on TikTok when it comes. These stay-at-home mothers gonna learn 10 years from now.
Like that's why sometimes I'm like, ugh, if I wasn't in this position, I don't know if I would have a child this soon. Like it's
Period. She said, yeah, I don't know how y'all getting pregnant, but the way I do it is I got someone who can provide. Period. Period. She said, sorry to you girls. Period, girl. Let them know. She said a preference going preference every single time. She said a preference is going to preference every single time.
Because of my husband that I was able to want to be a mom like this early. I'm only 27, but if it wasn't this case, if I had to work, I probably would have waited to find a man that could provide, to be honest.
That is honest, because you may feel so much stress that it's hard to be happy. if you're so stressed out, it's difficult. And you may be snapping at your child and not enjoying those moments that you have with them, because you're so concerned about making sure that they get to bed quick because you got to be up early, So those things are real. So it is important to wait. The next prompt is women can have it all: career, kids, and family. Okay, you said no.
But I mean, not because it cannot be through your life, but I don't think all at once during your whole life. Like
imagine being a woman making 800,000 plus a year, and they're sitting up there saying you can't have it all. You can't have it all. You can purchase a man and a child. I didn't even put it at 1 million. I put it at 800,000, maybe even 500,000. Ain't nobody got time for y'all. You can have it all. If having it all is a career, a child, and a family, period, you can have it all.
If you have a kid, you still can have a full career. There's tons of actresses and singers, they have kids and they have a complete and awesome, successful life. That doesn't come separate. It's just, I feel like, so at the beginning, like a lot of people that I know, that they're very...
I want to like this one so much because she has an accent like I have an accent, but she's never really saying things.
Successful at acting, for example, they started when they were kids, and now they have a level of success that allows them to have kids and take care of them, and they're still hiring a nanny to help them out with the kids. So you can, and then you can be like, well, I am doing this job or whatever, but you're losing the best years of your kids, right? So I don't think in life everybody can have it all. You have to pick and choose what's your priority, what you care the most about, and then go for it. Because if it depends on the career. It depends on so many things, because like a doctor is not going to have the same ability as, I don't know, just a secretary or somebody who doesn't require them to work hours at the night. You don't have to work in the ER, right? So it depends on your career and what you choose. But I believe in life in general, you can't have it all. It's either or. And then you just have to choose. And then maybe you don't have it in your 20s, but you might have it in your 30s. And then you're going to get your 40s and 50s and 60s. Like, people change all the time.
I do believe that women can have it all. We're so many things at once. All like, I can walk and talk, right? We can multitask. We can do all these things at once, and it makes us phenomenal. So as a mother, a friend, a businesswoman, a model, an auntie, I feel like I have it all. I feel like I'm checking all those boxes off, So, yeah, I'm going for all of it. No, I don't.
Is she married? She didn't say wife. And them girlies over here going to drag her. They're not going to drag her. But imagine, I don't think, maybe they will, because she didn't say wife. And these women obsessed with marriage. So we'll see.
I want to choose.
I agree with her. I never want to choose. I feel like I'm going to get whatever I want out of life, no matter what it is. The career, the house, the family, everything. I'm also a model, so that's exactly what I'm going for, and that's exactly what I want now. I do want kids eventually, but also I feel like this question is more based on what you think, like, your life's.
I wonder what kind of modeling she does. I would be interested in knowing, like, what kind of modeling she does. Maybe print or something. It's not shot. I actually genuinely want to know, because the other one looks like a runway model. I don't know what kind of modeling she does, but I would want to know that. I'm interested in people.
To look like, your kids are supposed to look like, your house is supposed to look like. So if you choose those things and those things don't look how everybody else wants them, but you're happy, that's what it is, and that's how you get whatever you want, So yeah, I might have kids at 40, but that might not look good to you guys, or whatever the case may be, because I might be 80 when they're, doing their thing. But if I got all the other things I wanted and I also had those kids, I got everything I wanted in life. So yeah, I feel like it's possible. Just depends on where you want to do it and how you want to do it.
I also think it's possible if the woman has a really great support system.
Jay, you're getting blocked immediately. You're getting blocked. So that's what's not on that. Ain't nobody. Is this a boutique? Oh my God.
Like families and friends that are always there to like lend a helping hand. Then it's possible to have kids, family, a career.
It's true. Yeah, I agree with that. Maggie, you're tightening your lips.
I don't want to seem like grumpy old lady, but I agree. Can you have everything? Yes. Can you have it all at the same time? No. So you can have it all at moments, but I think if you try to have it all at the same time, something's going to suffer. You can't do it all well. We can't spend all the...
You're changing the question. It's not about whether or not you can do it all well, all at the same time. It's, can you have a career, kids, and a family? Because apparently having kids is not a family, so I don't know why they separate kids and family. Actually now, this prompt also, all of these prompts are trash, actually. All of these prompts, and maybe I'm sleepy and tired or something, because women can have it all. Women, kids, no comma there, so they just said, forget that Oxford comma. And family, right? So are kids not family? So if you have kids, do you not already have family? What they wanted to write here was a husband. It is my belief that they wanted to have a man right here, but they realized how dusty that would be. So instead of having a man as a husband here, they put the word family. But the family there does not actually make sense because they already have kids. If you're a woman with a child, you already have a family. The whole video, the casting, the prompt is a mess. Yeah.
Plates well. We even talked about, even when you're married and you have a little one, your husband knows that you're going to have to give the baby a little bit more attention. They know that, but that's not forever. You're going to get to a point where they say, yeah, mom, just drop me off and don't stay. And then, but that's life. But no, can you have it all at the same time? Not realistically, no.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like, we can have it all.
Do you think they ask men this question? Riddle me this. Do you think they ask men that question? Can a man have it all? Why? Why don't they? Blocked. Do you think they ask men if men can have it all? The concept of a man not being able to have it all is non-existent. It's just a woman. Get your stay-at-home dad. I reject that. I do not wish that on any of y'all.
But I don't think we can reach our fullest potential in like each area at the same time. Like if I were to focus on building a career, I know I will have to sacrifice time with my daughter and being present with her, because having a career, it takes a lot of time and energy. And if you're not spending the majority of your day with your child, then you are sacrificing the experience of your motherhood, you know? So it's like, I think there's this.
A father isn't spending the majority of his time with the child. Is he sacrificing his fatherhood? No, he's not. In your mind, that's what he's supposed to do. That's what being a father is, and that's the problem.
This idea that you see these boss moms and you think, oh, I can do that, but then reality kicks in, and then you see that something's going to have to give, whether it's time with your child or time at work. So it's like, it's just me being honest with myself.
No, send your kid to school. You're fine. Ain't nobody got time for none of this foolishness.
That I can't have this full-blown career and then be this stay-at-home mom that I would want to be.
Yeah, I think sometimes, like you're saying, it's even like a little nuance in the sense where it's like, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, but like someone said, they have a nanny helping, even though they're...
Oh, you could work from home. I don't know. Start a business, girl. Ain't nobody got time for y'all foolishness. You can have it all if you want. Cardi B, the philosopher Cardi B said she want them both. She don't want to choose. Period. Probably shouldn't be citing Cardi B when it comes to having children, though. So that's an L for me. Drop an L in the chat. She was on Love Island. She was the preference here, dipping in. Oh, I'll look her up. Thank you. I'm gonna look her up.
They're a stay-at-home mom. They still need time to do certain things that, like for me, for instance, I'm here. I have 2 babies and I have a nanny helping, so I can do this, or else this wouldn't exist. So it's like I wanted to stay home, but I also had other things that needed to happen as well. And I think that sometimes it is a little nuanced. It's not so black and white, but I couldn't be working my 9 to 5 that I used to work before having kids and make the kind of money I used to make. I had to give that up in order to do this. So it's kind of scattered in a sense. You had children really young. So how did that play out for you in terms of having it all?
Yeah, you definitely have to sacrifice. Like my daughter and I, we've had a lot of difficult chapters in our life, you know, with me trying to work and keep a roof over her head. I was not married. So it was a big sacrifice trying to keep a career and just keep going and providing for your child. And
girl, where was the pappy? Girl, where was your husband, girl? What? Welcome, Lino. I don't know if it's Line 2235 or it's Lineo. I'm going to put Line O. I appreciate that. Penelope has been a member for 23 months. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. This is all going to be members only. So just FYI, I'm not keeping this up. I need to run to the gym. Y'all talking about I need to get this body together. He was at the club. I mean, at the club. Let me not do that. We all fam.
making sure they're staying in school. There's a lot of obstacles. It's very difficult. If you have a support system.
Girl. So, you know how you're saying Papa Ute? Ute, Papa Ute. Is that how you say Papa? It's French. Where are you, Daddy? But you were meant to be saying the French word for like, where are you? Right? Like, I'm not making this up, right? I'm assuming that. Throw me. Cool. Guess what I saw? I saw pampute. Now, if you're not Jamaican, pampute does not make any sense. Wait, if you're not Jamaican, saying pampute does not make sense to you. But Pampute has a song with Spice, and I thought that's what you were referencing, and you were about to get blocked. You were about to get blocked.
Well, some of my girlfriends were my support system. Other times I'd go to the church. And I remember like one day I was starting college. I didn't have no babysitter. Like they didn't show up. I took my child with me to the first day of college and I explained to them, I won't have childcare till like maybe next week. They let me keep the baby in the class. At least I came in, showed up, and
I'm so glad that you did show up.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful. That is so powerful. That shows strength. That's resilience. Why is your face like this? Why is your face like this? I hate this judgmental thing, particularly for single mothers who are like doing the thing. All right, let me calm down. Let me not drag her. Whatever. She's living her best life, dipping it, doing it. She has a man who can provide. She said she would not have a child if she could not find a man who can provide. Good. I don't like the condescending. I don't like that. So let me leave her alone and say this instead. A woman taking her child to class to better herself through education and like actually doing the work is the reason why I don't like hearing these men complain. This story that she's telling, the story she's telling right now about, do you know how, and it should not be, this should not be, but it is. It is embarrassing to take your child to class, particularly if your child cries and everyone is slightly annoyed, but they are also trying to forgive because like they know what you're going through and you are also internally struggling with that. Imagine that and having to learn in that kind of atmosphere and still doing it every day, building your life, and then come online to hear men cry about how school prefer women and women. This right here is why the stories like this that I've actually seen in real life in university is why I don't listen to men talking about how college is hard and school is hard and we don't know how hard men have it. Don't care. I do not care. I do not care nothing about none of that. If this woman can take her child to class and go to school and learn, you ain't got no excuse. It's just that simple. Do not care.
Anyway, that they allow that, but
yeah,
that's the reality of it.
I've had to babysit some teachers' kids, you know, because I remember they were saying they would run late or something, and then I was like, what happened? And they're like, we don't have childcare. So I'm like, oh, I'll babysit, and get an A. Yeah, so, I mean, otherwise they couldn't teach.
And I think something people maybe don't talk enough about is as a mom, that community is so important. Having people like you who will say, yes, I'll help you is necessary. It's not something that you can really I think execute fully on your own, even if you are married. I think you do need more hands. So I think that's something that is needed.
I don't know if she's married now, but her man was out in the club. Apparently her man did not want to give up the club. Now I don't want to know. I wanted to know more about the man, what he looked like and all of that, but I'm going to just leave that alone.
What do you think?
I mean, I don't have kids, so I can't talk, but I grew up with a single mom. And, she worked her butt off to have us, live in Orange County, nice area, providing as much as she can. And then when I got to high school, she actually went back to school for a master's as a therapist. So that did take away time from my cheerleading in high school and stuff like that, but I was already of age. So, I mean, she did have it all throughout my life, but it wasn't at the same time. She had to make those sacrifices when I was younger. And then when I, became a teenager.
Even like single mothers are out here doing the thing. Like it is actually inspiring, actually inspiring. And I will never, ever, this is why I don't disrespect single mothers. And I will go to bat for single mothers in particular. Because these women, a lot of them, not all, but I don't mean all, and I don't need it to be all to say it. To watch women caring for another human being while also caring for themselves, while trying to better themselves and their family, I couldn't do it. It ain't gonna be me. I could not do it. So that, like, I think that's commendable. I actually do. I do think that's commendable. It also exists as a reality, which makes everything men complain about why they can't get ahead in life trash. That reality makes everything men complain about trash to me. It's not actually trash, but comparatively, girl, absolutely not.
She's like, okay, now it's time for me to do my thing. So,
Yeah, no, it's great that she didn't just give that up.
yeah.
That she went back and did that. That's wonderful.
Exactly.
I'm just remembering trying to do it all. And when my marriage ended, being that, hurry up, we got to get to the bus stop, hiring people, paying, I got to leave this meeting, the childcare fees. It was so stressful. Can you do it? Yes. Would I want anybody to go through that? No. I think that, yes, it takes a village. I think it's great if you have that, but we shouldn't count on that because things happen and other people aren't responsible for our choices. I think it's a blessing and a support system is very, very valuable. But again, it stops with us. So if we can't make it happen, then we're taking the baby to class and, there's really no other way. So I remember how difficult it was. And
No, that's a good point because people will talk about the different things that you are doing and all.
You're right. We don't need to see women struggle to know the men are lying, but seeing them struggle underscore how much these men are lying.
All the different ways it's happening, but they don't talk about the impact it has on their health, on their mental health, on their marriage, on, things are usually suffering in some way or another because they're trying to have it all. Something usually does suffer, unfortunately.
Sorry. I think a big part of that question is making sure you realize you don't have to do it all well. You don't have to do it all good. If you focus on your marriage, focus on your career, focus on your kids, all at, let's say, 75%, right? And that other percent goes to you, right?
All right, I'm done. I'm over these people. This was the after show. Let me tell you how you do it all. Balance. Oh my God, is this an Ivanka Trump quote? Ew. I'm going to still give it. Balance, by its very nature, is unsustainable. Right? And so instead of trying to balance everything, it is do your life. This is how I actually do my life, with priorities in mind. Now, I don't have children, but if I did, they will take up a lot of my, in terms of priorities, they'll be high on my list of priorities, right? So if I'm going to work and my child is sick, well, there goes that work meeting or whatever I'm going to work to do because my child takes priority, but they're not going to be sick every day, right? And so there is a way to juggle your life, but if you try to maintain this perfect balance, you will fail. Oh, I don't think it's Ivanka. Good. I think you will fail. You will inevitably fail because nothing in life works that way. Like you cannot maintain a balance. Like things happen. And as long as you have a running priority list, you should be fine. You will fail and you will fail again and then you will fail some more. But then you get up and keep going. Ain't nobody got time. Like, oh, you cannot have it all. If you're a woman and you want a career and you want children, figure out a way to make it happen the way you want to make it happen, which probably include getting a man who is not completely useless or a man who pretends to be completely useless. Because men can care for children. Men can go to work and come home and care for children. Men can learn to cook. Men can learn to do laundry. Men can learn to do dishes. Men can learn the teacher's name. Men can learn the doctor's name of their children. Men can drop the kids off. Men can pick the kids up. Men can go to the recitals. Men can do all of these things. If you sit up there and you keep doing it, then they will not do it. There's not a lot of people that will give up. Someone said this under one of my comments, and I won't call out who it is. On one of my videos, I was talking about this woman who should leave her boyfriend because she wants to get married and her boyfriend does not want to get married. And someone in the comment was like, well, he knows she wants marriage and he doesn't, so he should leave. Is this woman a child? This woman is not a child. People are selfish generally. They do, like, we run towards pleasure and away from pain. If this woman wants a marriage, he doesn't want a marriage. They live together as boyfriend and girlfriend, and she's doing what he wants her to do. Why would he give that up? He won't give that up at all. He's going to stay there and take as much as he can and then go on about his life when you move on. You have to be the one to move on. It's the same thing when men have weaponized incompetence in the way that they have, and you accept that that is your new reality. They have no incentive to step up and do what they need to do when you are going to do it. Period. That is true. That is true. Good luck out there. I would tell you how to find that man, but you know I don't know how to find no one. I can't vet. So good luck out there finding the man, because I ain't got nothing for you. I say that's why I'm like, date up, because at least if you have a rich man, you can pay for it. Hopefully. Ain't nobody got time to be broke trying to take care of them kids. Ain't nobody got that. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all so much for being here. I have to end it now because I should have been on here for only 2 hours, and it's now 3 hours and 30 minutes. 2 things. Those who are not members, I will leave this open until like 12 tomorrow so you guys can watch. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to make this members only after. So this is a members only live, but I'll leave it open so you don't have to become a member at all. You can watch it. I will leave it, and then tomorrow at like around 12-ish, I will members only. All right, we good. That's a good enough deal. All right. I'm assuming that's a yes. You don't have to like the video because I'm definitely going to make it members only tomorrow. All right. Have a wonderful time. Bye.